Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We got a bit of a special stream for everyone today. Obviously, LFA time, but it's a bit of an off day. We have the rescheduled match between Final Boss and ID, and we got an even special lineup on the desk because, of course, I am joined by Becky sitting with me on the actual desk, but we also have two other guests. We have Rep and Goat Chicken with us. Say hi, guys.
Was good. Hello.
Yo, what up?
Absolutely. But we do have a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, this game is very important to the actual ramifications of how everything kind of plays out at the top of the table. Becky, how we feeling? I know we were kind of talking about how this could all shape the table, but what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I'm feeling personally pretty okay myself. I just had dinner. I'm feeling well rested. I'm feeling ready to check out this game. It is our rescheduled match between ID and Final Boss Esports. Final Boss having a pretty good season for themselves, all things considered. Whereas ID have had a little bit of a shaky kind of back and forth kind of season. I say back and forth. It was back in the first 3 weeks where they lost 2 weeks. In week 2 they lost, week 3 they lost, and in week 4 they lost. But in the past couple of weeks they have been picking up some wins, and they are looking to do well for themselves. They won week 2. My bad, y'all. They lost a few weeks. They've won a few weeks. I guess it has been back and forth for them, as they have struggled to kind of play consistently and find a good style for themselves. According to, I guess, team leader Frozen Forever, they have found that style. Unfortunately, there are some players who happen to not be here tonight for our rescheduled match, and one of them just so happens to be Captain Frozen Forever, who is currently not here. May he rest in peace. Hope you're doing all right, buddy. And also Rutledge, who will only be here for game 1. So although we are going to be seeing this repeat here, this, I guess, rescheduled game, it's not going to be our 2 rosters maybe at full capacity, which is disappointing, but it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. But we do have a minute or two until I believe we get into the draft. So, Rep, Go Chicken. I know both of you, I think individually, have played at least one of these teams. So, you guys are allowed to be a lot more partial than either Becky or I, or I guess more myself. Becky says it like he sees it. So, when I forget which one of you have actually gone up against ID, but think one of you beat them so far this split. So how are you feeling about that team? What were your thoughts coming out of that game? And what are your thoughts on the ID team? And both of you can answer that. I know just one of you have actually played them.
Yeah, I mean, so we Mint played them. I mean, it was a 2-1, so I can't really say too much, but I guess I was just overall like underwhelmed with their solar laners. Like, I know last season they were touted as kind of, the GOAT solo laners, and if Rutledge was in from the beginning, he would have been the best top laner, but honestly, I was pretty underwhelmed by their performance overall.
I do have to ask, what's it called? Was this before or after the changes that you guys had? Because I know you guys went through a little bit of upheaval. Was this after you guys made the changes?
This was the week of us changing. So we literally had our trade go through, and then it was the first game we played together.
And you guys and that was a win too, right? So yeah, okay,
yep,
yeah,
2-1.
Absolutely. So. And obviously, Butcher, do you have any thoughts? I know you have. I don't think you've played them yet, but
Yeah.
any thoughts on them?
So I haven't played ID, but they look beatable. I can say that much. They can bleed. Just like non-aggressive mid, top laner, kind of coin flip. Definitely a team that can lose. But I've played Final Boss. They are good. All right, I can say that much. They are good. Just around the map, very aggressive plays, good roam, good macro. yeah, we got curb stomped, but yeah, our drafting was just bad. I'll blame our drafting for that. I think pound for pound, we could have made it a 2-1 series if anything instead of a 2-0, but you got to see future
Yeah,
BTL. We on the up and up. All right, that's all.
All
absolutely.
right. All
Yeah,
right.
that,
That's good. That's
that
good.
was gonna that was gonna be my next big thing of like obviously we've been watching Final Boss for a little. I think we also saw them last week and they look like a scary team. Is that a pretty unanimous thought amongst you guys and the teams? Do they feel like the threat on the board right now? I think TD is technically top of the table, but Final Boss is not pulling punches anymore, it seems.
Like final boss is just like I'm looking at the stat leaders and they're all over the board, like everywhere. So
Nah, no.
TD,
They're
Yeah.
beatable.
I
They're
don't
beatable.
Where are you? Where are you on the board, Bo
like,
Chicken?
Yeah, don't
I'm
Yeah,
just
bet
but
with
slightly
that.
off. I'm slightly off. I'm slightly
You,
off
you
from
just
Number
y'all.
11.
All
Number
right.
11.
hey,
Number
BTL's
you
11.
just
strength
said
of
it.
schedule. BTL's strength of schedule was really high, so he's on the up and up.
Uh, we got the bottom half teams next. That's all I can say. So we're gonna
Exactly,
stat pad.
exactly.
Yeah, it's true. You did have to play one of the best teams in the league in week 2, of course, Flannel Esports. So
That's crazy.
it's,
That is crazy.
so there's been a whole draft going on, by the way. Just so
There
we're all
has
clear,
been.
there has been some champions being selected, but nothing is at all interesting about this draft. These are all champions you've seen 1,000 times, and you'll see them until the heat death of the universe, or until they nerf
I-
Senna harder.
Uh,
Ari getting picked up for Final Boss is very much not surprising. We all kind of knew going into this Ari's a big contested pick, and it's one of JDK's best champions on one of the best mid laners in the league. Big surprise. Talia is going to be the response to that, which I find very interesting. Uh, it it's okay. The rocks do stop her from being aggressive on you in lane, but that's kind of about it. It's still, I feel like it's fairly neutral in most cases. It also will stop Zinza, so it's a fairly safe kind of experience.
Yeah. And honestly, across the board, I think all these picks are pretty standard, like you said. I think Talia is the one weird chow. I think Volibear, Jinx, Ari, Enz, and Zhao, and maybe even Senna now in more recent weeks. I think they're all like the top 10, maybe like top 8 most played champions of the split. So the composition wise, which is going to make it interesting because, of course, we are in Fearless. So all these really strong, really meta champions are getting picked up super early. So that means they're not going to be available for at least game 2, maybe even game 3 if we get taken there. So that is going to be something to look out for. Though, seeing as they do pick the Senna, they in fact did not pick up a support, which means that Nautilus and the Tom Kench picks are not going to be available. So that Senna pick, maybe a double-edged sword there without the support going next to him.
Yeah, so I guess looking at the draft as it continues here, the Seraphine is going to be the pickup with Senna. Senna Sarah is a perfectly fine lane. It's very aggressive in terms of poking. It can be very oppressive, especially for Thresh, who has fairly low resistances. It's pretty difficult for him. If he misses his hook and he can't really get into Flay, he just gets pounded by every form of poke in the game, and it's very depressing. Similarly to Jinx, who really kind of relies on those rockets. This ID bot lane is very clearly speccing into that later stage of the game where Jinx is more of a threat. I think this lane for the Final Boss have the stronger bot lane, at least in the early to mid game, unless Thresh goes absolutely sicko crazy, hitting every hook into chompers, into zap, into big explosions. Final Boss have decided to kind of lean into more of that mid to late game power of the Senna here with the Ornn. Ornn, very stable champion, and it could be their blind. The Volibear could be a flex. I guess we don't necessarily know where it's going, and it will be going jungle, so they will end up flexing that and sending Mordekaiser to deal with Ornn, which, theoretically Mordekaiser beats Ornn, but I've seen Mordekaiser lose to Ornn, so I think was that the last time I was on stream? We always saw Mordekaiser lose to Ornn.
Yeah, it was. That also was a very interesting game, though. I don't think we could take that one into consideration for normalcy. But Ornn is one of those champions that they just constantly feel like they're in a pretty good matchup, even if they're not the winning lane per se. They always seem like an Ornn player could just pull magic out of a hat, the best assassin, tank, bruiser, mage in the game. So, but that is going to round out the two drafts. Obviously, we've gotten a little bit of our insight, but Rept, go chicken. I mean, welcome to the desk. So if you have any opinions, let them fly. We'd love to know what you guys as the players feel about these compositions.
You want to go first, or
No, you can go, buddy. You
I
can go,
do.
buddy.
All right. ID is cooked. 26 minutes. This game's over. All right, I'm calling it here.
All right, set the
They
timer,
let
folks.
they let
the timer,
Ari
set the
through.
timer.
That was rule one, right?
That is
They let
very
Ari through,
interesting.
and their counter pick is Talia for some reason. Talia does not beat Ari. All right, that is one of the you think like, oh, Talia stop dashes, whoop de doo. Like she has 3 dashes. All right, you're stopping her once. Okay,
That's
still got
fair.
2 more. Her DPS is way higher. Period. Like they have no damage on the side of ID until like 30 plus minutes. And even then, they're just going to be getting curb stomped every early objective. Like the single target damage from FE is way higher, and they have no sustain either. So they are getting cooked. This Volibear has to put on an absolute clinic early, and I don't think that's happening. So all I can say is FB is gonna run away with this one really fast.
Yeah, I mean, overall, like FB, I think for sure has the better draft. I do want to kind of push back on the Talia mid. I mean, I think their thought process there is just to like stem that lane because I mean JDK is probably one of the better performing like mid laners in the league. So and on a signature pick, so I think they just kind of want to like push wave and then just not die, right? Whereas it's
Yeah,
not winning, but it's
neutralize.
not it's not losing,
Yeah.
right? It just kind of exists. But I do agree with you. I don't know how they get through like the Ornn's in. Maybe more ults Ornn and then they somehow win a front to back, but I think it's looking a little cooked.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to the Jinx, I think. If Jinx can get accelerated fast
Yeah.
enough to kind of outpace the resistances built by Ornn and Xin, maybe. But it's basically single damage threat trying to cut through a very aggressive and powerful zoning front line, which is not good.
Yeah, I mean, and the fact they have what double heal, right? Like heal shield plus Zen can essentially negate all Jinx damage. I don't know. It seems hard. I could see a way they win if Jinx gets accelerated, but it's definitely difficult. I also don't know how Volibear has a home in this game.
And
Like, what
no
is he
lane
gonna?
is really gankable. Like top lane, I guess, would be the most gankable. And even then, he's just like, I feel like Zen would be there
Gank
already.
into Ornn.
Yeah, or like you're not ganking Ari. That ain't happening,
Yeah.
right? Like, and then bot lane's just healing the whole time. So unless they hit some crazy hooks, unless he's Mad Life support, like I don't know.
I will say to be controversial, I do think ID upgraded in mid lane this game. So I think this mid lane will perform
Yeah,
better than Frozen.
Oh,
So
now that's a hot take. That's
true, true.
crazy.
Anivia
How
would have
dare
went
you?
crazy here. Anivia would have went crazy here, but alas.
no, mark my words. I'm telling you right now, this mid's gonna go crazy. Calling it.
Eh,
That would
It's
be
funny
very funny.
'cause,
I think it
yeah,
would be very
That would
funny
be.
if the mid sub popped off. It'd be funny to like banter about it, but you know, we can believe.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think I played
Ah,
this matchup in the JDK, the Ari versus Talia. I think I was Ari in this matchup and stomped him. So,
Did
yeah.
you?
yeah, I believe so. Last split. Yeah.
Oh, last
So,
split.
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, it is
yeah,
the goat
That is a
chicken though,
last play.
so
Last
it
play.
makes sense. It makes
yeah.
sense.
We traded the Ari picks. Yeah.
All right, all right. We are going to send it over to a quick break. Obviously, game one going to be coming up here between ID and Final Boss. Don't go anywhere. We're just going to let this 3 minutes pass by. So we'll be back in just a minute. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into game number 1 here. If you're just now joining us, welcome. It is Final Boss versus ID. It's me and Becky on the desk, joined by Rept and Goat Chicken, and it's going to be an interesting one. I know there was already some banter going back and forth in call while we were waiting for that spectator delay, so there's a lot of opinions being tossed around. But it looks like to get everything started here in the actual game, we see a little bit of a death stack. I guess you can count it that. I think they were seen. Yeah.
Getting a little scattered.
Yeah. If they go real quietly, they won't see them as they just walk
If you
through
move
mid.
slowly enough. This is real. Try it in your solo queue.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like it just gives them a little bit of vision. It will give them a heads up as to where the jungler is going to be starting. But besides that, everyone's just going back. Not quite a 5-point, but pretty standard start, I would say.
Hey, Bo, I have a question for you. In gold, does that work? Or
Oh, hey.
How would he know?
Buddy. I ain't gold. I'm right now plat 260 LP. It's been rough these past few days, but we're climbing.
All right. You know, it's okay. Solo queue is actually not real.
Sure.
Even gold players can luck their way into the finals of a draft league if they're powerful enough, if their aura is strong enough, they can do it. Speaking of powerful auras, the Seraphine and Senna down here will be hopefully aggressing in the early. I would imagine that's their what they're gonna try and do. We're seeing Senna miss some CS, but it is what it is. Try get the extra souls. It's all calculated. They've done the math. They've seen the future timelines.
It's all the plan. I am actually interested to watch this bot lane. If I remember correctly, I think the last time we saw Zendrick on stream, I think we were counting how many hooks they missed because they missed so few.
They hit this one right here. Zendrick gonna
hits. That's a good sign.
Yeah, getting the flay back in. Ignite's gonna go down. Verja just gonna provide some cover fire. Trade goes, I guess, fairly evenly. Both of ID's bot laners are gonna be chugging potions, and Verja's looking pretty healthy. But keep in mind, there is no extra healing on ID's side. Once those potions are chugged, that is it. Meanwhile, Senna Sarah can heal jerk each other as long as they want, and it won't matter. So they'll be feeling pretty healthy.
Is this a gank from Jake? No. Okay. I think Jake got spotted out and had to back away, but he is present up in the top lane.
Good.
Yeah, I think the good thing is, though, is Dilly and Zendrick are kind of letting this push into him, and there's no sums on Seraphine, so it might be a volley flash Q angle for bot lane.
Yeah, he's in the area.
No
He's
sums on
just now
Seraphine.
finishing there.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess he's heading that way, although Crab is up soon, so maybe he'll look, see what can happen.
They have no vision either.
Flash play.
Ooh, Lantern's
nice.
gonna go into the hook. A fantastic setup there from Zendrick into first blood very easily.
And they're gonna get the scuttle, and they're not even gonna be behind because of that little play from Jake on the top, or quote play, at least presence up on the top side. It's not gonna cost them really any time at all. They're gonna be at practically the exact same spot, so that's huge for them. Oh, Jake is in position. Maybe might try to get Canela here.
Okay,
Charm.
the charm is gonna
To the
land.
queue.
Gonna see what the response
Textbook
could
stuff.
be from Volley in the mid lane, as Canela will drop first. Volley won't be able to get anything back on their side, as Rutledge gonna take a little bit of a trade into Conti.
Yeah, they killed Jake. So it was a 1-for-1 in the mid lane.
Yeah, that puts them one off of the feat of strength. ID, in a pretty good spot. They're, I mean, still have quite a bit of time to go. I think 30 seconds on the timer until the first strike is up. So the feats of strength are still very much to play for, but ID have a nice advantage going into it. And I think off of their reset here, looks like they're going to start top. It means they'll be in position or in the area at least to have a say for the Drake.
Yeah, I do think it is very interesting that like Nasian out-cleared Jake and then also had more of an impact early than Jake. I don't know why Jake like skipped Raptors and then still ended up ganking mid at the same time as Volley.
He's hiding his power level. You wouldn't get it. He's
True.
obscuring his power level for future success.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like more of like a Sinestro pathing, so I'm not really.
Quite a stray is wild.
It is going to be the Cloud Drake, which is one of the better souls. So having that up is both good because it's a nice little boost, but also the one of the more powerful souls is not going to be available. So especially, I think the Cloud is one of the best for Jinx. So I definitely think ID are going to be sad to see that not be on the table, but it's still going to be a nice one to go for early on here. And they're in position. I don't think. Yeah, Jinxia's all the way on the top. If they wanted to take this, it's practically free. They didn't
It
have
looks
vision.
like
I don't even
they-
know.
yeah.
Wow, this is free,
Looks
yeah.
like they will just be taking this. Beg for Mercy is gonna walk over and say hello to the.
Why? There's no
Drake,
point in
but-
doing this.
Oh, they are gonna
Unless
try
they-
and
they wanna
fight it
collapse,
out.
yeah.
Okay, JDK does have a
Okay.
good
Wait.
taunt. They're gonna jump on
No
to
way they went for that.
Canella in through the stones, getting stunned up. Beg for Mercy is now gonna have to beg appropriately for mercy as the ignite
there's
will
nowhere
go
to go.
down.
TP from
And there's
Ward.
there's nowhere to go. TP in from
Give the
Rutledge.
kill. Give the
For
kill to
Mercy's gonna
Zendrick.
get hooked. They're gonna give over the kill to Dilly inevitably as Entropy takes course, and Dilly will get another one on the board. That is another kill, Feet, and the first Drake all going over to ID.
No way that hits.
As now Venom is gonna get locked
you.
up by the hook into the Chompers.
3 for 3.
Cedric hasn't missed one yet. We when I remembered because I think they played Leona, Nautilus, then Thresh. So we were counting the entire series. I think it was a 3-game series about how many of the hooks or pulls they missed. And I think it was only like 3 or 4. Cedric is kind of crazy with the hooks. But that is, like you said, that is going to be Drake. So that is going to be the first part for the major jungle objectives as well. So on top of getting the feat of warfare, they are now in the lead on that too. So they're in a really good position to get those feats of strength pretty early, especially as it looks like they are nearby and the grubbies are about to be up as well.
Yeah, the Grubbins coming up here. They've already got Zendrick in position. It looks like that's just going to be a fairly easy take. Jake's on the other side of the map, so there isn't much to contest for him. And unfortunately, there also just isn't much for him to do around the map right now. Dilly's very safely positioned. Can't really get onto top side because, he's on bot side and there's plenty of pressure for him. Jake is kind of getting outmaneuvered this game pretty hard. He can go for an invade, and I think that's what they're going to try and do is get something back here by invading onto the blue buff. But that's a very, very small consolation prize for losing to Grubbies. For functionally nothing, as JDK is going to take a fight right here, popping the rush, and going to get the solo
That's how
bolo
it's supposed
onto
to go.
Canella.
Yep.
That's how Mafia works.
He's going to do that 4 more times before laning phase ends. Promise you that. That should keep happening on repeat.
I was going to say, I think this was a pretty heavily favored matchup for Final Boss, especially with, the 2 big hyper carries being gone for ID. I know Rutledge is in this game, but without Frozen, I think most people were favoring Final Boss. But right now, ID just seem to have their number. Everything that Final Boss does seems to be perfectly matched, and it feels like, ooh, they try to go for it again.
Cleanse, got the cleanse.
Yeah, the cleanse gets got, even though Zendrick fired that at the wrong zip code. Does not matter when you've convinced your enemy you're hitting the objective. As Taunty is going to get beat to death by Rutledge here. Very tragic.
Oh my god, Pro does not know how to play. Oh.
So we can't count that hook as a miss, right? Because it got us.
Yeah, no, yeah, we don't.
right?
Yeah, it got us
was,
on
that, was,
that counts.
it was a mental
That did
hit.
exactly what it needed to. Yeah.
The shadow
exactly.
hook.
Shadow.
From the Shadow Isles. Yeah, true. It's
Oh,
lore
possible gank
accurate.
here?
Lorak.
Yeah, JDK coming up for a gank. Will not land the charm there. Flash blown by Rutledge.
Oh, the lane swap is crazy. Orn does massive.
Oh my god,
damage here. This
Orn's
is crazy.
crazy!
Yo, go back to the other fight, bro.
Oh, the triple encore
Wait, this is
from
crazy.
Beg for Mercy,
Huge.
locking the dive down. There's fights on two sides of the map. Canella narrowly gets away from Taunty, having to blow Flash to do so. And in the bot side, that dive gets completely turned on its head by a crazy encore. And that gets two flashes out of Naxian and Dilly both. As it's looking, that was a big miss for ID across the board.
There are no sums on anybody on ID now after the last minute is crazy. It's just barrier. So this next Drake fight is going to be pretty big.
Oh. You said 4 more times.
Okay.
Come
Oh,
on,
the
wait,
arcane
oh,
damage.
nah.
There we
Was
go.
just better.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
No,
told
it's
you,
just
that's
better.
better.
Down.
That's better. Told you.
I would have hit my skill shots there personally, but it's all right.
It's so
Yeah.
true.
So I do have a question. That Ornn play on mid, would Psycho Ghost have gotten that solo kill? Curious, pending the thoughts from everybody.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think,
yes,
yeah.
100%, yes.
And
Okay,
Taunty can only play
curious.
Volibear, unfortunately, and they took that from him. So it's kind of wraps for the series
GG,
top side.
it's cooked, yeah.
Yeah.
ID 2-0.
Yep, and we yeah, let's just close the stream. We're actually gonna switch over to
I'm gonna raid K-Troll.
Yeah, we're going.
You're welcome, Cadril.
he could really use the boost in
yeah,
numbers.
we're small streamers like Cage. Anyways, taking a look at the game state right here, we do have about a 1k gold lead for ID. Granted, this is not considering a future potential theoretical gold, but if you imagine gold, it is actually even because Final Boss do have. Eventually, they'll be hitting the Ornn items, and eventually, once Senna gets stacked, that's a lot of imaginary gold in stats. But all of that gold is literally imaginary right now because they don't really have anything going on. They also didn't get the second Drake, which goes over to ID. And without very many objectives left on the map, it's gonna be a little interesting. We still have a bit of time before Herald spawns, and even after that, like, plenty of time for Otacon. So there is not a lot for these teams to be fighting over. Flay will get Verja, but no follow-up there, as Taunty is enjoying just being in top lane against Mordekaiser. The thrilling gameplay experience. We get a hook, Lantern goes down, hook goes wide. And Version is gonna try and actually kite this out with a fight. Encore's gonna go in. The piercing darkness will fire, but the piercing will be through Verja's heart, as Thresh will put her back in the Lantern. But here comes Canella, who's gonna be trying to bail out the bot side. JDK is gonna get pulled back by the seismic shove, but there's no follow-up CC. They walk away getting one, but that's a lot of resources burned just to get one.
Yeah, and you know, just to kind of comment on the position of Final Boss, as you were kind of talking about earlier, this stalled the recall. The second Drake was the Hextech, which I believe Hextech and Cloud are the two best Drake souls for the Jinx. So Final Boss, while it's not looking amazing for them right now, the fact that those two souls are not on the board, typically you would want them, but seeing them not being able to be chased by this Jinx is probably a good thing. And, you know, if they could start securing some more Drakes, start stacking up for the Mountain Soul, I think the Ornn could become a real big problem and could maybe start outliving some of the damage that this Mordekaiser is putting out. So if they can start getting a little bit more of a foothold in this game, this mid game might start turning more into their favor. I could see the vision here.
It is very even. It's relatively even right now. But man, ID's bot lane is putting on a ton of pressure here. I don't know. Maybe I'm not a bot laner. Full disclosure, and also I don't really haven't played the actual game of League of Legends in quite some time. I kind of just assumed that Senna and Seraphine would be doing better in this lane, but they are getting absolutely clobbered by Zendrick, being an absolute fiend. Box will get dropped, Wind becomes Lightning misses, so there was no real follow-up there. On the top side, though, Naxian is going to make the most out of Jake, going for another failed play, picking up the Herald there, as Jake has been looking real rough this game.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. No presence.
They haven't secured a single major jungle objective. Not a single one. The only thing they've secured are scuttles. That's it. And I think that's still in favor of Nation.
I feel like Jake has to mitigate the bleeding bot side. That's really what it is. Like, I think Ari's doing fine solo. Top lane, there's nothing you can do there. So
Going for a drive.
kill
That's
this
just a free turret.
Oh my gosh!
Gonna get used there as Jake will dash through the tiny rocks. But will it be enough? Beg for Mercy's gonna try and fire out a root. Will not land. So that's having to burn the flash there is a little unfortunate for Canella, but they do secure the mid lane turret.
Yeah, they're now. Yeah, they're in a position to get this Drake here. The recall has to come through, but I say that the timers I don't think are in their favor. Volley is just about in, but they have taken a lot of space into this blue side jungle by the pit, so that's something going for him here. And it looks like they are still staying in the area, so Drake seems to be the goal here. And Verge's clearing out this bot side, so they'll have the prio as well.
Good vision from Zendrick, throwing the lantern out. Will get rooted up, but there's no backup for Jake here, who is so far forward with no backup. Gonna pop the Crescent Guard. Encore's gonna buy a lot of time here. A lot of actually good peel coming out from Final Bosses. They're gonna try and kite back. Jake still at no HP. Will walk out of here with his life, but Beg for Mercy is not gonna be as lucky, as they will go down, being pulled into the realm and killed by the Mordekaiser. Next to fall is JDK, and now Taunty left on his lonesome. So much effort put into saving Jake, and he does live, but at what cost? That cost is 3 kills and almost certainly this Drake, as Jake can try to go for a flip, but I don't think it's worth it. I think you're chasing rainbows doing it.
Yeah, and he's gonna get chased into his own jungle. And I think this is just gonna be a kill secured. Yeah.
If you think about it, guys, look at Jake's build, bro. This dude is obviously win trading right now with a Titanic first. In what world do you build that item on this champ? Like, it's crazy. It doesn't make sense.
And any junglers want to tell me what the theory is behind? That's a good question. What's the theory behind Titanic first? Are you gonna wave clear? Are you split pushing on the Zinzao? What are we doing?
Something brain controlled them.
I know it was a popular build like probably a couple months ago because you would just insta-proc your E3 essentially.
Okay, that does make sense. Yeah.
In this game, I'm not too sure why, because like all he really needs to do is survive, and theoretically he should just win the fights. But I think
Under Sky.
Yeah. But I do think like if ID gets the Mountain Soul, I just feel like they kind of become Thanos, because their big concern was whether they can out survive FB, and obviously with their wallet diff, that's going to be easier as well. But
we'll see. There is still, again, a lot of theoretical imaginary gold that Final Boss can achieve, and also a lot of standing gold here, as we do have the Ornhorn going to go down, putting a lot of effort into targeting Rutledge. He does have the Realm. He's going to try and pull someone into it, and he will do so, but Jake will win that fight, getting a big shutdown onto himself. I guess Rutledge there kind of just choosing who he wants to give the kill over to. This decides to nominate Jake as the winner of the gold. As Taunty will pick up a bounty gold on the turret, so that's not awful. As Canella also gets pressure on bot side, so ID responding, making some moves, but Final Boss not getting something.
Yeah, I think the biggest worry right now is the fact that the tier 1 on both mid and bot side are gone, and that tier 2 on bot side is so weak. They have very little control of their jungle right now. Oh,
Hey,
what an ult.
huge,
Oh my.
huge cutoff from Canella to pick off Beg for Mercy. Jake gonna be on the side, does not have the Crescent Guard, so he'll be easy pickings as well as Canella picks up another one. The mid lane
Otacon
sub
time.
for ID is putting out the fireworks in game.
Frozen would never.
I'll take your formal
Not in a million
apologies.
years.
I was gonna say, I
just-
forget who. Someone called it.
yeah,
Someone
right.
called
Yeah,
it.
I'll-
Doing great.
I'll take everybody's apology.
Yeah.
You can mail it to me. It's fine.
You were right.
It's just burning
Yeah.
away. Yeah, Otacon
I think
is
I should stop
just
making
those.
predictions. It's just,
Wait,
it's just
didn't
like it's a player dude. He still
Didn't
got
you predict
6
earlier
minutes.
that BTL was gonna wash mint, so interesting.
Yeah, I guess the players matter more than the actual champs, and it looks here that these players are just really bad at the game at the moment. So
That is true at the moment.
At the
There
moment.
is still plenty of League of Legends left to be played, though. I have seen greater gold leads thrown harder. The number of
Yes.
10K gold
Yeah.
leads we've seen thrown throughout different draft leagues is truly astounding.
Boggles the mind.
It's impressive when you consider it, but I don't know if this is the game for that because they're playing into a Jinx who is already fairly accelerated, and the Talia is really strong, and Volibear's got items, I guess. Mordekaiser also very dangerous. I don't necessarily know how Final Boss kill anyone, other than getting an Ahri pick.
Yeah, I definitely think not ID. Final Boss need to start securing some of these jungle objectives. It's nice that they're getting some solo kills on the sides, but they are also just straight losing when it comes to buffs. They have nothing in hand. They've secured no major jungle objectives, and they're one away from just losing soul. So I would really like to see them put a little bit more pressure and try to secure like this upcoming Drake, because I feel like unless they stop the stacking and the just accumulation of buffs from ID, it feels like it's a little doomed.
But will the Doom be Gloom or transform into Gloom? As Canella will actually take a huge chunk of damage here at the start of this fight. Forced out, but still hanging on the sides here. Ornhorn will get fired out, hitting nobody because he got pulled into the realm. Counterpick paying dividends here as Jake's going to get fired down by rockets. Now the rest of the fight's going to break out as Rutledge will leave the Death Realm, take quite a bit of punishment, and now Hook's going to fire, flash blown by Zendrick. It will not amount to anything. Canella TP's back in with an almost full HP bar. Health is looking a little low for ID, but there aren't a lot of good cooldowns on either side. They cannot breach the Dragon Pit. That's going to be Mountain going over, and now the fight's going to turn on its head as ID is going to put on the gas. Going to land one kill. Taunty's going to get locked up, taken down. Another rocket. Jinx getting excited. And now we're going to see Verja run down horribly. The Weaver's Wall is just a tomb for the entirety of Final Boss, as not quite an ace as Jake died an hour earlier. That's a clean fight from ID.
Yeah, they're tossing. Why contest Drake without Zen on the map? Like, just go get bot tower or something. You know you're not killing anybody. Like,
They have a wave here. They're gonna get so much off this. And Zhao's not even nearby to stop them. Yeah, that's just a free inhibitor.
Jake is in let me lose in peace mode.
He's Dardocking it up, bro. I mean, I will say though, that was kind of their like only option to fight. I mean, because they did have item advantage on ADC, and they were matching item mid and top. So I mean, I think it was a good look. They just
Yeah, they just
Surf.
they didn't have cooldowns was I think the big
Yeah.
thing. They burned so much, and with the Ornn losing Horn, getting killed out by Rutledge, that's a huge button to just kind of whiff completely. But that's kind of the nature of the draft. The counter pick in draft, I guess the flex pick in draft, sending the Volibear into jungle. paying out really well kind of across the game here. Every fight we're seeing the Mordekaiser get more and more value relative to the Ornn, who is finally at the level to start getting Ornn items distributed, but it's perhaps too little too late to do so. We are staring down a 7k gold lead in favor of ID. I'd actually like to see kind of the individual gold differences if we have a second, just to kind of take a look at it. But I think a fight is going to break out here, as the Ornhorn's going to get called. Taunty's looking for something, but he'll get locked up. Zendrick, crazy right there. Taunty's going to be sitting on the front, soaking up a lot of damage, but there's no backup, no follow-up from Final Boss here, as they're just going to flee for the hills and feed Jake to the wolves, as the Baron will be easily picked up by ID. Taunty throwing a Hail Mary, and nobody's even close.
Who is calling these shots, bro? Why start a fight? You just lost one major fight. They reset. They get all this gold. You want to fight again? It's crazy. Like, no way.
They just need to be setting up waves, right? Like, they need to be setting up waves and then look.
Oh no!
Beg
Beg for mercy.
Oh
Beg for mercy's done. It's dead.
Well, actually, it's kind of huge, wasting their time, right? I mean, you know.
Yeah. ID did not fall. It's only going to be Volibear wasting his time, and he's not the.
He's not the threat here.
He's trying
He's
his
not
best,
the-
But he's not
right?
the threat.
Yeah.
He's trying his best.
Oh shit.
I mean, I
I
think
will
they just
say
Yeah,
we are at the 26-minute mark.
Yeah.
They could
very
3v3
close.
this. They could definitely 3v3 this.
Yeah,
It's in the game now.
We were
26
420
went the
blazing
other
it for
way.
a moment there, as more hooks get landed. Zendrick is absolutely insane this game on the Thresh.
They say
Hitting
26-minute
everyone.
ID?
Jake,
I was gonna say it's close. You might get that 26-minute.
Come on, baby. Come
Depending
on,
on
baby.
wait, hold up. Goat chicken?
Two.
What?
Let's go!
I was 59.
Yeah, that
I'm
counts.
at
That counts.
26.59.
It was 26.59.
That's
It was just-
crazy.
It was just the wrong team predicted, but
Yeah,
still got the time. Still got the
Let's
time.
go.
That's fine.
Goat chicken knew the time. He saw the future, but it was only half correct.
So wait, hold up. Is that the best jungler in the league just getting gaffed by Volibear?
Yeah.
And Grotus wasn't playing that game.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
All right,
crazy. That's
true, true.
insane.
Yeah, he's around, chipping around.
Oh man. I mean, yeah. Honestly, what more can be said? I feel like that is kind of the sentiment. ID just kind of came in. They were the underdogs. I don't think anyone was expecting them to win, even nearly as dominantly as they did. How many kills did Final Boss even have? They were only at like 6 or 7 kills total, I think. Yeah, ID coming in with a just statement piece of a series. Jake really could not get a foothold. I don't think they secured a major jungle objective either. So
Jake
that
did
is
nothing.
yeah, he was a very nice observer. He was in the jungle watching from the outside as all of his laners died.
I've seen
but yeah,
control
no.
wards have more value in the game. Sometimes control wards actually get kills.
Damn. All right, but yeah, I mean, Becky, you have anything more to kind of go off that? Obviously, it's a best of 3, so this is not over. There's still a minimum one more game left. But any thoughts before we send it over?
Look, I mean, did I think that Final Boss were going to win based on draft? Yes, but my prediction rate is atrocious. So that should have been, I guess, the first indication that ID had a chance, is because I thought they weren't going to win. But yeah, I mean, ID looked so clean that game. Granted, I think we saw a lot of individually good champion performances, and those champions aren't going to be in Fearless. So ID may lose a couple of those big picks that they were relying on. That interesting flex they had in draft, that is also off the table. But for Final Boss, they also don't have the Ahri for the rest of the series, and they lost on the Ahri. So that is a huge pick for JDK, flushed down the toilet. So that's
Absolutely.
interesting to see how our teams adapt to draft in game 2.
Yeah. Absolutely. But we are going to send it over to a quick break. We'll be back, maybe with some more special guests. I know there's some people talking in chat about wanting to join us, so we'll see what happens. But we'll be back for game number 2 in just a couple of minutes. Don't go missing. Alrighty, everyone, we are going to get into game number 2. We already have the draft up, so they're going to be starting, but we do have another guest with us. We still have Rep, we still have Goat Chicken, but also joining us on the desk is Angrotus. How you feeling today? Thank you for joining us, man.
Of course, I'm feeling great. Happy to watch the series with you guys. Gonna have a fun time.
Yeah, finally
Absolutely.
we have like a player on a good team here with us.
That's
True.
wild.
Damn.
That's
Damn.
wild.
I'm not biased,
I mean-
not biased, I swear.
We took him to 3
Totally.
games, all right?
Technically, Angrotus hasn't beaten Mint, so he's the only
Oh,
player on Flannel that hasn't.
Ooh,
True,
they need
that's
me to beat
actually
Mint,
true.
apparently.
I was on Flannel once.
I
that was like a depressing statement. That there was so
Yeah, I
much
don't know how to
emotion
comment on
loaded into that.
I was
you
on
could
Flannel
feel the
once.
pain there. Oh,
I
man.
imagine Boat Chicken with like a shot glass of whiskey. You just had I was on
bar.
flannel once.
He was on Flannel when he
Head
was like
down.
that dog in the meme and everything was fire, and he's like, "This is fine." That was him on Flannel.
Everything's fine.
Oh my! I mean, I'm gonna open up the floor because I know Becky and I kind of talked about game 1, and obviously you guys are here for it, Rept and Go Chicken. But obviously, Angrotus, you were in the chat, but you were not able to speak your mind. But what were your thoughts? All 3 of you, but probably started with Angrotus. What were your thoughts on game number 1? What are you hoping to see maybe a little bit differently in game 2 as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I started a solo queue game right as draft started, so I can only tab into the game when I was in my grace period. But from everything I saw, it did not go final boss's way, which is really unfortunate. Not what I expected at all. But I think they're gonna come back game 2. I don't know. I think they just went too lackadaisical with how they played early game and mid game, and they didn't have the comp that could kind of turn it around.
Absolutely, I do think a little bit more presence from Jake would be a very wonderful start. But actually, I do want to comment because you might see the Timo ban. I believe there is a -1 ban for ID because now Rutledge is officially not playing, so they had to bring in a sub, and that was as of the last 24 hours. So they have lost a ban for 2 and 3 if Final Boss win this and take us to game 3. So just something to keep on mind.
They did ban the Ivern
Ivern.
though. For that
They
crazy.
banned the Ivern.
But
They
you
took it
don't-
away.
you
They
don't
Yeah,
want
okay.
that smoke.
This is
You don't
this
want
is
that smoke.
ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Why would they ban?
They really banned it. Is crazy.
They banned the
I've
Valkyrie. I thought
I've
they were
lost
really smart
to an
ban.
Ivern support in draft, so you know. I'm not gonna pretend that Ivern isn't the most dangerous champion in the game. I would ban him.
Yeah.
Hey,
I would too if
after-
I didn't have bans.
yeah, after losing game 1 in that fashion, if they then lost to an Ivern top, I don't think Final Boss would be able to
That's
show their
actually
face
really
in
true. They have to
banter
preserve
for a
their
week.
mental state going into the next week, so I completely
Yeah,
agree with that.
absolutely.
Yeah, they all dropped the
Rouge.
banter roll. they
Yeah.
all opted out. All right, boys, we're opted
They all
out.
delete Discord for a week.
Like, okay, we'll come back
I
later.
probably would do the same.
Oh my! But we do see the first wave of bans come through. I don't think there's any change, bar the Ivern, which makes sense. Lucian and a Misfortune pickup as well. Again, 2 really solid. I think they are some of the most meta ADCs in the game currently. Will be interesting. Obviously, I think Final Boss went their support pick in the first 3 picks last game. ID, I'm assuming, are not going to fall to the same folly as I don't know if Final Boss did the same thing last week. I know one team did, or Tuesday, I guess. But I'd imagine they would pick a support here because I think the Lucian without the Enchanter last time did get bullied. So I would hope they would pick anything here. Nami would be ideal, but Nami or Milio.
Yeah, Nami would be great.
Yeah. If Milio gets picked here, they win. Lucian Miller is the
Milio's
strongest
great.
bot
Milio's
lane on the
the best,
planet.
Yeah.
Like,
I imagine
I don't
Nami
like go
died
there.
just 3 times.
I don't know. I don't like the Nami and the Braum really. Braum could just
Yeah.
soak all that up. Emilio at least can counter Braum's kit more than Nami can
Nami
get
Braum
countered
is
by
way more of a
Braum's
skill
kit. Yeah.
matchup than the Milio Braum.
Yeah.
But I like
Yeah.
any comp that involves misfortune. I think it's just so easy to execute. Picking misfortune and then building a comp around that. It's really hard to fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's easy to play around it though too, because you know they're gonna play for the misfortune. So it's really
That's
what do they
true. If
pick
I was on like
into that?
ID, like anytime I'm playing against a misfortune comp, I always like try and put myself in the position of having to be the one to jump on the misfortune. So I like champs like J4 and like Nocturne and shit,
Other
you know,
teams
so I
take
can
note.
like
Other
lean on
teams
her
take
and
note.
then cancel their
Yeah.
What do you think about Wukong here? I feel like
The
Wukong would go hard, right?
Trundle.
Oh, Trundle's out.
We were
Okay.
talking about the Trundle before game 1. We were seeing that as a potential option. It's kind of interesting to see the Trundle just like a full hog out Trundle without like any reason for it.
I
Because
respect
usually,
it.
historically, you usually pick Trundle as a very great counter pick into like a tank top laner or
Yeah.
a really tanky jungle because Subjugate takes a lot of their power out of them and he's also just really good in skirmishing. But I mean, Trundle is actually really good at beating squishies to death. So it is it's very ambitious and technically a flex. This could be top Trundle, could be jungle Trundle theoretically. I'm not sure where it will go based on what we've seen now, but
Yeah.
you know,
We did see. I think was it. Oh God, why am I blanking? Yeah, Jake. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, we did see Jake pull the Trundle out in their game on Tuesday, and that was the game I think they absolutely rolled to the moon on. And it was in, I think it was B3, but it was an early pick. It was not a counter. So this might just be them trying to attempt the run back here because it was super effective, and I think that was against the Lucian lane. So I would not be surprised if they saw what happened on Tuesday and said, we'll just try it again. We'll go it again and see if it works.
Yeah, I like the Trundle pick only because like they're like pretty much they need a tank on ID, so it kind of limits their options. Like, do we just want to run Bruiser now, just to try and mitigate the stats that he could steal? And I think we talked about the top being a Sedge top player as well, so they could take that top into Sedge too. So that's like, oh, we can't even pick the Sedge now. So it's gonna be interesting what they play top
I was
now.
gonna raise the exact same point. It's almost like a pre-counter pick to limit their pool of champs that they can pick because they already have 3 extremely squishy champions.
Yeah, I was about to say the Wukong
Yeah.
just feels like the best pick here, honestly.
yeah,
It's not necessarily good into
Yeah.
Trundle.
it's not good, but
Trundle rolls.
it's not good. I guess is the end of it, but it does kind of. They obviously do need frontline here. They need some frontline gamers.
Yeah. Something.
And Wukong's not nothing. I mean, Cyclone is a good ability. Wukong is pretty decent at getting around in fights and could disrupt the misfortune. She might be the only one. However, this is somebody who absolutely can disrupt.
Wait, it actually might be Wukong top.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
No, he does play
those are
Wukong
flex.
top.
They're both flex, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he
It's a-
will play it, but he does play Wukong top.
There's at least the option. They do have the counter pick here, so they could always just do a quick flex into whatever will go best into whatever is chosen here. It does look like it's gonna be the Malphite. But yeah, no, I would not be surprised if we see the flex come through.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be really difficult.
Okay.
It's hard to outmaneuver Zach as a jungler in terms of getting plays responding to because he can appear anywhere instantly using the elastic slingshot. So as Trundle, you're functionally a melee. You're literally a melee champion. But your ganks are really short range. You rely a lot on pillar. And you telegraph yourself super hard because you have to throw this. You pretty much have to throw the speed field down as you go in. So I guess Trundle this game is going to end up just specking more into power farming and looking for easy plays on that like show themselves. Maybe try and counter jungle a bit because Trundle can do that into Zac theoretically if ID don't have lane pressure. Trundle should be able to go in and counter jungle, but ID's lanes are very scary. The Lucian Nami is a classic. Aurora's pretty dangerous. I imagine Wukong Malphite is going to be the most riveting gameplay experience we've seen all night, in which nothing happens for the entire laning phase. So I'm
Yeah.
not sure how this game's going to go. It's very strange.
I have no idea why we're picking Zac here though, because like Trundle E just stops Zac jump, so it's like I
Oh
don't,
yeah, it does.
I don't,
It
I don't
does.
understand it. It's like,
We're picking Zac for emotional support.
yeah, I just mean like,
I mean, if
if you're
it's a
gonna,
comfort pick, it makes sense, but it's definitely a really hard matchup in the jungle for Zac because Trundle just out tempos him, has faster clear, and can just be at every gank to counter gank him, and he's just a better
Yeah.
champion for that. Like, if I was in this game, that's exactly what I would do. I'd try and be on the exact same side of map as Zac is, perma, and you'll always win the side lane fights or mid lane fight.
Okay,
Yeah,
guys,
exactly.
this is my take here. All right,
Let's
you
hear
take
it.
the Zac top, bro. Rush
That's what I think they
Leandries,
should do
you
for
win.
sure.
Easy,
That is
easy
that.
top
That's what I
side.
think they
All
should
right,
do.
all right,
That's
let's
it.
lower
Leandries in the tank.
lower his
That's it.
decibels, lower his volume for that.
No,
Yeah,
no.
your rep
Literally,
last
what is
time. You're
Malphite
muted on
doing
stream.
into Zac?
I'm sorry.
Zac does
What
I
finish
think that's
out
a really
you're
valid
asking
like
take. I
Malphite
think
to
that's a valid
jungle
take.
boat chicken. Have you ever Malphite jungled before? I have. It's bad. It
say
is
Malphite
not
jungle. What
good.
did I say? I said
It'd
take
be
Zac top. What are you talking
it'd be
about? Into
Wukong.
the
It would be
Malphite.
Wukong.
Yeah,
Wukong
Wukong
jungle?
jungle.
Oh, okay, my
Yes.
bad.
What?
I'm on
Yeah,
crack.
turn me back up. Turn me
All right,
back up.
turn me down. Actually,
That is a Zac top. It's a Zac
And
top.
exactly. Give me my
Yep,
money.
yep.
Give me my money.
I'm
Like,
sorry, goat chicken. My bad, y'all.
this guy's an
I don't know.
It's,
Goat
ID
knows what
top.
he's talking
that's what,
about.
that's what it was actually an intergalactic flex right there. That only boat chicken, because he's seen all possible timelines, could understand.
Yeah, that's actually
Chicken
true.
with the
He
time
actually timed
stone.
them. Yeah.
Oh,
Calling
right.
ID 32 minutes. That is I'm locking it in this time. But then it'll
Got it. So
probably be
we'll
an
be at.
FD
ID
32.
32.
I was gonna say we'll be going to game 3 in about 32 minutes. That's what I'm picking up. Got it.
Wait, you think
I
them
mean,
upgrading their solo lanes, the game will last longer?
crazy. I will say, obviously, we are kind of already giving thoughts and opinions here, but now that we've seen game 1 and we're about to go into game 2, does anyone here believe we are making it to game 3? Or does anyone here hard think that ID are just going to shut them down? What's everyone's thoughts going into this game? Any predictions, maybe?
I think FB win this game easy. I think their comp's way better.
FP's comps easier to execute for sure. It's just like
Yeah.
I think they're playing too I guess safe in a way. Is like, oh, like we just lost this game, let's tone it back. Let's play
Do you think
something
FB
super
is?
simple. But I think that simplicity will be their downfall. Like, I just think the bot side, like Lucianami, if Wukong can try and help out that a little bit, Lucianami could probably just carry this fairly easily, and Zac will just do his own thing in the back line.
They have so much
Uh,
disengage on FB. Like, how does ID do anything with Zac and Wukong? I feel like Zac and Wukong try and do something this game, and they just ints.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to final boss making mistakes.
yeah,
Which I don't think they will.
yeah. You just got to play
If
around anti-flash, really.
yeah,
That's really
if they fumbled, if they fumble really badly in fights and skirmishes, there is the potential for Zac and Wukong to find crazy things. They do have a decent amount of power, at least in bot side, but honestly, both of these bot lanes are really strong in the early in lane. Uh, I think it's hard to. I've seen Braum win so many draft games. It's hard to predict against him. Braum is the best character in draft. It's the best champion in draft, literally undefeatable. I would agree Final Boss should theoretically win this game, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's a final boss stomp.
Absolutely.
I just think Zendra's just the better support though. So like,
That is fair.
I think pound for pound, player for player, they're just better. Looking at it so far,
Oh,
like He's gonna go with Titanic first on Trundle now. Like, come on, bro. That's a team lane build. Like, we don't got time for that.
Alrighty. So that means it's a pretty heavy lean towards final boss, but there is some hope with ID. But that being said, we are going to send it over to a brief intermission to let Spectator Delay do its thing. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes with game number 2 between ID and final boss. Alrighty, everyone, we are getting into game number 2, final boss versus ID. If you're just joining us and someone's already left the game, hit us with that pause. I know it's coming. It's tradition at this point. It's got to come
Oh,
through.
no,
Actually,
he
no,
has
it looks
three
like everyone's
keys.
moving.
Yeah.
Okay, it was real quick. If you're just joining us, thank you for joining. Of course, it is me and Becky on the desk today. Also joining us for this special matchup is Rept, Go Chicken, and Grotus. So a lot of fun to be had. Game number 1 was in favor of ID pretty spectacularly, but pretty heavy lean from, I think, pretty much everyone but Boat Chicken, if I remember, towards final boss's composition out of the draft.
I like this matchup a lot. I think Jake's gonna do really well this game.
Yeah, and we do see a little bit of early aggression. It was a 5-point, but Canelo did kind of get spotted out, and a little bit of aggression means they are going to have to recall, though. You know, waves are just now spawning, so I don't think it will be that
Cancel it,
much
delay.
of a delay for them.
Yeah, I just think Canelo just clears JDK this game. Can I
Even
like-
we're
I
having
don't
a
know.
dance
Should.
already.
How does that mid lane matchup go? I don't ever play against Aurora.
I think Aurora's just
Um,
outranges. It's just an outrange,
Yeah.
really.
Aurora does with their little thing or
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, with her Q.
Her QE
I mean,
combo.
So like the early levels, it should theoretically be like Aurora favored, but once like level 5, 6, it becomes less Aurora favored. Because essentially just Annie just like runs her down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If
That's
Annie has
like
ult,
she gets ganked and gets slowed by Trundle Pillar, and then she can full combo.
Yep.
That'll be tough.
but if she's nice with the ults, she can get out. So we'll see
true.
how quick those hands are.
Overall, it is a winning lane for Annie.
I think the
overall.
most fun lane to watch this game is going to be bot lane because it's going to be so flippant
Yeah,
on
I
which
agree.
lane, like, gets first blood or gets the, level 2 power spike like this.
This is
Look
so
at that.
illegal
It's
from
just
Beg,
yeah,
bro.
Oh,
look,
jeez.
doing some nonsense.
Versa is getting
Oh my god.
burnt down.
Yeah,
A
what
lot
the
of damage being
Jeez.
dealt. Also
I just-
ignite it.
Yeah.
Nah,
Well,
Beg,
I'm
Beg for
definitely
Mercy needs to be put in
apologizing.
jail.
Yeah.
Beg for
that
Mercy needs to be put in
was-
jail, bro.
He thought he was cooking, but then they
Straight to
countercooked.
prison.
Dude, I think if he had that insta cleanse, I think he had the kill there, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh,
uh,
man.
yeah. Honestly, the flash auto would have killed too, but
Yeah, they were
This is
very weak.
back-to-back games that like level 2, that like Dilly and Zendrick just cook them.
He's skipping his bot camp. He's running straight bot.
Oh.
he needs this gank.
Jake's
as
in down.
well.
I like
Oh,
this.
Jake. This
Oh,
is this
Jake
could
is
be the
down
first
bad.
successful. This could be the first successful gank we've seen from Jake this
Oh,
series.
bot observer.
All right, we do have
Oh.
the re-engage from Dilly. Gonna get the
Oh,
first
really?
blood. And
Alright,
not
Dilly,
only
what is
that, because he pulls them away, Zendrick can just walk out. So
That was a little.
Okay.
Dilly manages to get the victory on that trade somehow.
Yeah.
Did Verja just grief it? Did he just like walk up
Yeah,
and
he
die?
walked
or-
up. He
Yes,
walked
Yeah.
Verge just walked up and got down
Oh
smashed.
my god,
He should have been
bro.
completely out of that fight, and if that was my ADC, I'd be so upset.
Yo, straight to prison, both bot laners, bro.
Stupid
I'd
match.
DC from the game at this point.
Oh, sorry, my power went out.
The
DC
play.
crouch, guys, sit in silence and think about your actions for 5 minutes.
Beg predicted it with that leave early. He was like, yeah, this game's gonna be quick.
I mean, honestly, that's so bad for Jake's tempo overall. Like, he skips camps, goes bot, and now he's wasting more time bot.
And look,
It's,
I don't know what he's doing
it's
now.
so
This is a
bad for
little-
him.
It's a little
He
hard.
has to like.
If they
Wait,
walk
why
up,
is
it pays
JDK
off,
still
but-
bot?
And they're
Okay,
expecting
Zendrick
it.
has
Yeah.
decided to make it
It's
make
flat.
it
This
actually
isn't a pro.
viable. Okay, the Aqua Prison
right.
does land. Frostbite, the Winter's Bite will land on
They
the
have no
Zendrick.
follow-up.
That's just enough move speed. They have no
Oh
follow
my
up.
god.
Now Dilly's gonna go
Hey,
nuts so
Mercy's gonna
crazy.
die.
Yeah, word. He's gonna, yeah.
Oh god, it's
What
so
is
hard,
I
bro.
think Jake is getting brain controlled by his bot lane. They're like,
Yo,
we
where's
need help.
Sinestro?
No way, they
And
stopped the
he's-
back too. It's crazy.
There's
No
no
way.
they're stopping the
He's
back.
lose all his top camps. No,
They have to.
There's,
they
he's
just
gonna
go.
go.
way.
Alright, 2-0 ID, bro.
Yeah.
Good,
I need-
good
And
night.
Jake is still down there.
Is
He's
Dilly
still-
the greatest player in League of Legends?
Is Jake a
Zach
fraud?
gotta get a solo kill too. Like,
Sinestro is in chat. Sinestro, you still here? You seeing this?
Oh my
Yeah.
god, bro.
no, this
Yeah,
is a guy
that-
right here just because he has his
Okay, yeah, he's fine.
Straight.
Oh man.
Oh, the Zach top.
It's a disaster. Oh, what? Why is Braum? Braum is left bot lane.
Drunk him up.
Braum is abandoned Versia.
Rom is like,
Wait,
sorry,
Rob-
Verja.
Okay, TP's gonna
And
come
he gets
in
the
from
plate
top.
too. Oh, my
Look at
gosh.
out. They'll
Yeah,
get out.
He's just out. Yeah, he's out.
Dude,
Sorry,
I'd be
Verja,
popping
I
7
entered your
minutes.
lane.
How's that, Zach? That is insane.
Oh, dude, this is such a feels bad.
And
Is this the new
and the
ID
crazy
lineup?
thing is, is that Jake is really far behind, and Nation hasn't had to do anything. He's just been farming, but he's far ahead because he hasn't gotten anything thrown at him. So Jake is now what, like 10 CS behind, and hasn't gotten all that much for it.
Yeah, Greatest, how does it feel to be the jungler in this game where you were literally doing nothing and you're just up like 1k?
Yeah, do nothing
That's
win.
how most of my jungle matchups go, but it would always feel really nice, obviously. And I mean, hitting 6 first on Wukong here is going to be crazy, especially because I have to imagine both these teams. I mean, we've already seen FB prep for the dragon fight here, but it's going to be really hard to execute because Jake is so far behind.
No, there's no way you fight this Drake, bro.
Yeah, there's the Drake fight is pretty much impossible.
I mean,
think.
they're all set up for it. Look, he's going it. He's in pits right now.
He's gonna try. He's gonna try. Yeah.
No one has
Okay,
DP on the bot,
I
they're
guess
joking.
they're gonna try and
I
fight
think
this.
it's troll. I don't think they can, but they're trying.
It's a 2-level lead.
They don't have
top.
mid-try
Okay,
either.
we do have Annie with ulti and flash, so that's, I suppose, something.
Although, he
Aurora
had
is
fire
level
from the
7.
punk,
Here comes the
though.
pillar. We're gonna see the engage right here. Jake's gonna try and get a slowdown. JDK's gonna get the
There we go.
flash there onto Zendrick. That's gonna be one down here at the start. So final boss are able to get a pick and actually will secure the Drake.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Aurora
That's
Canelo
vision
just
setup.
wasn't in the picture.
Vision set up for you.
That's
Dude, they just have to play around Annie Flash. That's it. That's the only way they're doing anything. It's playing around that.
No, that's true.
I mean, Aurora should just be connecting with him, not trying to follow through like topside river.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the, I guess the lane, how the lanes were set up there was a little unfortunate. Beg for Mercy's gonna get hit by the Aqua Prism. Does have the shield up to negate some damage. Jake is here. We'll get the slows down. Gonna try and hit down one of them. Winter's Bite will stun up Zendrick, and the lethal tempo will be its namesake, as Jake will get another kill for himself. Jake finally finding something after a very disastrous kind of first few minutes of this game. And now Nation, the value of doing nothing is starting to lose its luster, I suppose, as cannot miss those stretching strikes, as JDK will just walk away.
Yeah, that feels
Okay,
bad.
Grotus.
Just
Now, how do you feel? Sorry.
You know, obviously I'll say it once, I'll say it again.
Oh,
I think
that
Trundle's
was
just a
good.
broken champion. You should pick it every game. It's so good.
So sure, Trundle's the best
It
champion
doesn't
in
matter
the
what
game.
happens in the game. You'll just be up 50 kills in 10 CS.
All right, the Pillar Man is gonna try and make some things happen. We're bouncing with Zac. The unstoppable
He's not
force
level
will have to get used to escape. Aqua Prison, great zoning tool there. Jake tries to dodge out, but will just die anyways. Now it's just Beg for Mercy, who will almost certainly
Dead
go
man.
down here. Does have the jump. The Cyclone gets burned, but Nation cannot close that gap, and the Brawl manages to escape.
Yeah, that's solo lane gap if I've ever seen it.
and that is gonna be grubs for
the
the side of
Grubbies do
ID.
go over to ID.
Oh, that's huge
Beg
for
for
Zac.
Beg for Mercy.
Actually, Braum might be the most insane play. Beg for Mercy
That's a
is
psycho, no? What is
that,
he
that
doing?
that's
It's smite.
unhinged.
It forced the smite. So
Okay,
I
I
mean-
mean theoretically that, but Jake isn't moving for it.
Oh, but the risk versus reward there is just like crazy.
That was like a 10% play for nothing.
Well,
At least they didn't die, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, y'all wouldn't
The fact that they
understand.
didn't finish grubs is kind of funny too.
Oh wait, they just left the what?
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
they must know something.
like
if
they
this
got
guy's here.
one.
They got a 6.
They got
player
one.
that's
So even if
come up
final
with it.
boss comes back, they won't get
They
the
can always
the,
refight it.
the jungle count. Yeah, they won't get the counter for the feats though, even if final boss takes it. So that's something. But
Oh yeah, they will if they get 2.
is it two? I thought they had to get three, and then only get.
they
just
just have to
two.
get two.
Yeah, it's two.
So it's still
Oh, they
anyone's
haven't
grubs.
switched. Oh, never mind.
Same with the first blood. On the first blood trade, it's only 300 gold each, so him getting the kill first doesn't mean anything. They changed that as well.
Wait, First Blood is only worth 300 now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
What,
just-
what have
you
they done to League of- what have they done to this game?
nothing
How could
matters
they?
anymore.
Yeah, it's a it's a participation award.
You get your name on the board for a little bit. Makes you feel fancy. And it does look like the grubs are just going to remain there. I mean, they still have quite a little bit until I think Rifty comes up. So that is going to be something to play for. Captain is going to take a little bit of damage there, but should be fine. Just going to proxy.
Yeah,
Drake,
the weak side
that's about a
proxy.
minute, though.
Tech proxy's crazy.
Weak side proxy is powerful stuff. Unstoppable aura. That's an aura boost for sure. As it looks like just kind of keeping things even right now.
That 2-level difference up on the top lane has closed. Taunty is now caught up. So that is going to be something. I mean, it's very clearly the weak side, and it has kind of just been a wet noodle fight. But Taunty was falling a little bit behind, is caught up, and is now doing pretty darn good. Very close to completing the first item as well.
TP as well, which is going to be huge for this dragon fight.
Yeah, the 2-level diff on bot side. It's like MF's by herself, just scaling with XP, yeah, but still not enough items.
I will say, I think Beg for Mercy is one of the hardest supports to play against because he's so adamant and good at getting vision timers for objectives. And you can definitely tell with this series, he does it way better and more often than Zendrick. They've had vision set up in Prio the last 2 dragons.
And it looks like they're just going to start this up here. Lucian is frontlining. Everyone, Lucian is frontlining.
Oh my god.
Luke Cyclone in. We're going to see the tidal wave knock up 2 people here, getting a lot of value out of the Cyclone in terms of CC. HP bars very low on final boss. Tibbers is dropped, just going to be used as a zoning tool here by JDK, as ID are looking to try and potentially re-engage, but the bear is too dangerous. And in the top lane, the Goo Man will be turned into, I guess disintegrated, no longer goo.
No.
Wait, actually, Malphite has no damage and can't kill Zach.
Once that E is up, he's cooked.
I'm so curious why ID didn't walk back in for Drake.
Oh.
No, okay, we're gonna try and make something happen here. Just using the elastic slingshot, except they're afraid of the 2v1.
Aura, straight
Alright,
aura.
no, Jake trolled that. He should have gone.
They need, no, he's
He's
healing
getting
right
slingshot
now.
again. He's actually
No
out.
way.
Don't kill this man. I would cry.
Yeah.
Oh, no shots, bro. That's so funny.
So, does anybody want to break down what the Lucian was thinking walking in as the front line?
It should be so invisible.
I think the problem is there wasn't a lot of thought going into it. I think that's the problem there. You're expecting some level of thought to have gone in.
Yeah,
Because that single-handedly, with how low everyone was, that single-handedly wins the fight. If Dilly's up for that fight, they all die, I think. So yeah, no, that's tragedy for him.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way they should be losing that fight, period. Like in any world.
We do have a potential gank here. Subjugate is going to drop. The bear's going to drop as well. That's going to be a ton of damage. JDK is going to pick that one up on the top side. They're going to try and get a response into Taunty, but he is far too tanky to kill. Nation doing no damage with those crushing blows, as Malphite feeling okay for himself, and JDK getting another pickup.
Yeah, now everything's kind of slowing down. Obviously, timers are the biggest factor here. I don't think... Okay, so all 3 grubs were taken by ID, so they did go back and get them. But obviously, 2 Drakes for final boss does mean that they have started that. They're also only 1 away from securing that feat of strength for the major jungle objective. So the first one did go to ID. So if final boss do get a 3rd major jungle objective, it's pretty much going to come down to whoever gets the first turret. Which we are getting to the point where that is a real possibility for pretty much any of these lanes. That tier 1 red side is pretty low. So that's going to be something to keep a lookout here for the next minute or two as these teams try to figure out who's going to come out on top in that front.
So I guess kind of as we take a step back here, we've got about 2 minutes on the next Drake. I guess some aggressive play on ID's bot side here, as they send a lot of members down there for not a lot of value. Okay, we do have an engage here. Cyclone going to be going in. Great shield to block the tidal wave. Jake will get tagged by the Aqua Prison, stopping that in its tracks. The bullet time goes out, hitting nothing, and they do end up getting Verge's flash out of that. But okay, Canela's going to be fine. Hooray!
No, gets out. Dodge free. Without any issue, but that is a lot of presence. Drake, like he said, is still just about 2 minutes or a little under 2 minutes from being out. It does look like Rift Herald is up, so there is 1 jungle objective to go for, but pretty much everyone is sitting on that bot side right now. been dicey.
Okay. Jake gonna be going forward, dropping a pillar.
Just dead.
Yeah, that is a dead fish.
Yeah.
Is there a trade here, possibly? Yeah, I imagine so.
Okay.
Wait, maybe? No?
Ooh, wait. Taunty might have the sauce.
This top lane is
No.
a bloodbath, man.
Goat it. Goat it with the sauce.
This is the most dangerous wet noodle fight you've ever seen. These noodles are loaded with something not friendly.
They're al dente. They're not quite mushy. They're just a little firm, you know?
Precisely.
Just
We know
how I
exactly
like
what
it.
you're talking about. What? Firm or mushy?
Definitely al
Game over.
dente is. Zach will fall here on the top side, and Canella will barely live, but a recall is not much of a victory as, yeah, top side totally in control of final boss right now. And ID's few angles of taking over the game are all falling apart.
Yeah, they did
this is
secure that Rift Herald, so there is still the feature strength that they could get, which would help them out. But it would come down to the turret, 'cause I'd imagine this Drake, with how much pressure is being put on this ID squad, I imagine it's going to go final boss.
Honestly, FB has to give this Drake, right? Any no ult or flash, MF no flash. Zach should be there.
We fought
This
twice,
is
where
Yeah, bro,
we
we've been saying
had
that
to
for
give a
every
and win
Drake.
the fight anyways. So
Yeah.
no, but Annie no ult though.
That would also
Fight
give
it.
over the feats.
Guys, they
That would also
shouldn't
give
fight.
over
They shouldn't fight, Smiley.
They shouldn't fight. This is where ID turns the game right here.
nah, Malphite's
not
here,
fight.
Malphite's here, and they don't have Malphite's here.
Yeah, they
Oh, they
lack
got a turret.
critical info.
Wait,
Okay,
what? Okay.
I was trying to do a boat chicken drive right there and did not succeed on the Herald. Okay, great. Ulti's gonna start the fight. A ton of damage right here. The bullet time is gonna cut off ID, but not do a whole lot of damage in the process. Jake's gonna try and fire back, picking up Canella on one side of the fight, and will keep Zach away from the rest of the team. That's going to leave ID without a front line to save them, as Dilly will fall and Zendrick will be forced to flee for the hills, and that is going to be the Drake going over and a Zach as an extra added bonus as final boss. Living up to their namesake this game.
But what were
Yeah,
you saying about that
huge
dragon fight?
Yeah, I like melee Aurora into all their champs. You know,
It
I
looked
just love
cool.
to see it.
Nah,
yeah,
bro, there's no way we're blaming Aurora and not Dilly there, bro. There's no way.
like Aurora just ulted it everybody, which is fine. But she was there though with everybody and not playing around the edges of her ult. So it's like, of course,
We'll
Dilly
say-
dashing into like his death, but
Yeah, we dashes into 3 of them just to die? I mean, sure. It's Aurora's fault, bro.
Dude,
Or
when
fun.
in doubt,
It's
you always
fine.
just blame your mid laner. Honestly,
I
It's not a
nah,
bad
bro.
look.
If I'm Canella here, I'd be low key so tilted, bro. They went from like an unlosable position to just their bot trolling like back-to-back Drakes.
The
Which
most
I think is
losable
ridiculous,
position.
'cause I think
Yeah,
bot
like-
laners have this fixation of when they play Lucian Nami or Lucian with anything, they have to always be perma-aggressive early or else they're going to fall off and lose, but that's just not true about Lucian anymore. I think Lucian's completely fine late game. So they should just stop forcing so many fights.
Yeah, and especially we do have the top laner, Zach here, looking a little worse for wear,
He's doing something.
as Aurora has now arrived. Taunty gonna get the unstoppable force just to delay them a little bit, as Zach's gonna try and get something done. Look at the stretching strikes into his own demise. Aurora's gonna pick up something though on the bot side though. We have a Cyclone, not gonna be able to close the gap, just narrowly. Versha gets away. No,
And I would have taken the
just
blast gun on
fear.
top of him there.
yeah, I agree.
I would have had a double kill there for sure.
And Grotus, how do you feel about that Wukong ult?
The
That
Wukong ult
Braum
was
Q was
really tragic. Dude, when you get slowed after Wukong ult, it's the worst thing ever because you're supposed to get movement speed. I don't know.
Oh no,
Just delete it. Remove.
Wukong is a corpse. That man
monkey
is
down.
he's a statue.
That's a
Oh,
nice
man.
gray screen you got there. Yeah, I will say in the middle of that fight, they did take a turret, that big fight earlier. So ID do have the feature strength, but now, even though they are down quite a bit, they're about 2K gold down. They have taken all three of the tier 1 turrets. So they have a little bit more control of the map, even if they are a little bit behind on the gold. So there's still absolutely room for ID to bring this back. Like we've said before, 2K gold lead is practically nothing in this league. So we've seen much greater feats of a comeback than this. So there's absolutely still a chance.
The fact that they're only 2K down is crazy to me. I think what they should do is they should be playing around this Zac and not have him in side lane against Malphite anymore. They should have a mid lane.
They haven't left. They both have TP, and I don't think we've seen them use TP once.
Crawling up there. I mean, we're through the 3rd dragon, but
Oh,
that's it.
Canella. Canella's bye-bye.
Yeah, Canella is toast. Yeah, at least the Zac is still fighting. But I think Malphite wins these now, as we do have the Cyclone going to pick off JDK. That's a huge shutdown going over to the Wukong here. Cologn's going to go out. They're going to keep trying to fight this one out. The will get stopped. A great tidal wave right there. The Glacial Fissure.
They should be fine. They should win that.
Going to try and slow some stuff out here, as the Zac is actually winning this engage now. Leandry's the best item in the game, as it turns out. His nation does not have the Cyclone, gonna get a little bit of damage there, as final boss end up losing across the map on that exchange.
It's less than 1K. That gold lead I just said is gone.
Yeah, good job,
Yeah,
Caster Cursing. Final boss, bro.
That's what I did. That's my job.
You need final boss to win so I can make playoffs. Chill out.
I'm here for the spectacle, man. I'm here for the spectacle.
I need to win.
I'm here for
We're
playoffs, bro.
Bramblin'.
I would never root for any team. That would be biased of me, and I'm a caster. I don't believe in bias.
As a caster, I am biased towards Flannel, which is why I actually don't know what's better for Flannel here. I assume it's ID winning.
I just think both these teams are lucky that Flannel isn't in this game because it.
That's true. Yeah, it would be over, as the other team would have won already.
Yeah.
Hey, what?
Damn, bro.
That's not where I was going with that.
Sorry, that was
I'm gonna
rude.
hijack my joke there.
Alright, surely the final boss doesn't win this dragon fight, right?
All right, do we take this dragon fight, everyone?
Final boss or 3 for 3 on dragon fights. I don't know what to tell you, man. ID actually did a lot better job of trying to get vision control, but I mean you can't get vision control on Bag. He's too good.
They need to spot Annie. That's what they just need to know where Annie is.
The Unstoppable Force gonna get win, catching out the Wukong there. That's gonna be a Wukong, as JDK also just finds the angle onto Dilly. Canella's on the back of this fight though, doing a ton of damage. Zac's gonna go into little Bloblets, but he is gonna be dead to rights. Zendrick trade back there onto the Annie. That's not nothing, but being turned into nothing is the rabbit.
That's so tragic, man.
They need angles instead of like a front
What's
to
the?
back.
I forgot this champion's name.
Aurora.
I heard that, Lilia. Wrong animal, bud.
Wrong.
Yeah, you're right.
That is Soul. It's going to be Chemtech Soul. So it's not one of the best ones, but it is definitely not a bad one. So, and it's also without any Drake speed picked up for ID. It's a 4 for 4 for them. So that's very good. And also, after this recall, they already have Taunty putting Prio up on the top side. There is a Baron to possibly fight for. So after a bit of a reset, there is a world.
These dragon fights, though, is that ID are getting closer and closer to almost winning a fight. I mean, honestly,
they would have done this, you know.
Baron fight or this Elder fight could go their way. I'm excited to see it. They just need one of their solo laners to not instantly die.
Good.
They're still only like 2K down,
or their bot laner,
which is crazy.
I think FB has to start the objective first and have ID engage, rather than them just going head to head.
Well, FB has been engaging these entire fights, and it's been working for them, but... No, yeah, the counter engage would go crazy. But they caught the Wukong last fight. Wukong didn't have clone up, and he got one-shots. And that's just a bad look for him.
This is crazy.
Oh, no,
this
just
crazy.
gone.
It's at that point where
JDK.
anyone rotates. All you need is a Banshees, man. It ain't that hard. buy the cheap banshees, and you'll be
Yeah, just
fine.
sit on the burden barrier or whatever.
Yeah,
It is.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally it.
16.
Or but what if you just
Tier
like what if you just counterplay the point and click stun? Have you considered?
He could have flashed it.
Yeah.
I think you EW there.
Maybe.
Slow off.
I think she did.
Yeah, if it's boat chicken there, they don't die. That's all I'm saying.
So
That's
true.
very true.
Yeah.
I think even Reps might have lived there, to be honest.
I don't think
Take a
so.
step forward.
Reps
Dies
be 3
the
9
end.
actually.
Yeah, I'd be it'd be game over. Pick me Aurora, see what happens.
So I guess the question is it game over for ID right now? They are down a lot of kills, but the goal is still like theoretically not the worst
Only
disadvantage you've ever seen. It's about 3k of actual gold, not considering, you know, the Dragon Soul that Final Boss currently have, as Zac is going to be discovered. We'll have to Elastic Slingshot over the wall. Manages to get out of dodge, but it like theoretically this isn't too insurmountable of a lead, but it feels like ID just don't have the champions to close the gap in fights.
I mean, if they get a really good fight around the Baron Pit, oh no, Nation.
Or Nation could just die. Do we consider
Okay, no,
that?
he gets out. He gets out. But if they get a real good fight and they're able to completely clear out Final Boss, that's a 700, so 1,050 gold bounty plus all the gold for the kills. And if they secure Baron, one good fight around the Baron Pit could practically bring them back level in gold. As it stands now,
that's
as they
true.
do just lose another
We've
turret.
seen them
So.
get close to winning these fights. It's just they have to have a good combo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're not
losing all these
they're
turrets is not
finding.
helping.
No, certainly
Yeah,
not.
it's making it harder for them to get out on the map, and when you don't have vision anywhere,
Oh,
it's really
no.
hard to play into Annie, who just kills you forever. Nation is fine. They actually
Gets
do
out, gets
manage to get out of there. Beg for mercy.
Tanya's
Actually, Tanya's taking a
weak.
lot of damage right there. The shield will stop the tidal wave, but that's only it. Verja does still have the bullet time. ID do have to be concerned about that. But otherwise, the bear drop is also up, and Beg for
no,
Mercy is
don't-
looking for something. They're going to try and get onto that. Is going to be a Zac down. He's going to Elastic Slingshot, try and bounce over the wall with the flash. We'll get out. JDK on the side. We'll drop the bear onto Canella, but not get the one shot. It does not matter, though, as they will still force ID back and get the footing they need around this Drake. And ID, I don't think they can contest.
No. After that, they just have to pull
ID
back.
has
They have to
rush
reset.
there, ID has ult advantage now, right? Like,
But they don't have the time.
they're going bot.
It's just
Wait,
getting melted.
They want a base race? Like, what?
We're going
we're-
it's gonna be full recall.
what they've decided to do is
I
this.
guess 600 gold off the tower, I guess, is pretty nice to have.
Yeah,
but-
if
not
they
gonna get
they
it.
can get it,
Yeah,
but they
They
don't
don't.
get it.
Yeah,
At this point, it's like they unfortunately they have to flip a dragon fight, and they're 0 for 4 right now on dragon fights.
And on top of that, even if they do, and it is that good fight that I was talking about before, it's not even the case anymore. They're now 6k behind. Like that in just that couple minute and a half, the gold difference is over doubled. And the bounties haven't changed. It's only 50 more for a bounty kill. So like the gap is getting to the point where it's almost insurmountable here. We are approaching the end. Final boss just need to find some win condition here. And ID desperately need to find any win they can. Like anything at this point. Because they have been struggling for the last 10 minutes. Oh god, a 34 minute game might actually be really possible. Right?
Yeah,
With Elder? With an Elder?
with Elder, that could actually be a 34-minute game. But we'll just see. It looks like Beg for Mercy is going to try and find the angle here. Going to get tagged by the Aqua Prison, though. throwing out the shield, maybe a little early. Zach finding a crazy angle. The tidal wave is great. The cyclone is good. JDK is insane. All it takes is one Tibbers to destroy the entirety of ID. They won't even need the Elder. They're going for the finisher here.
Man, that's tragic.
Okay.
That was tragic. It was close. Wait, he built Proto Belt third. Wait, what?
I don't think Proto Belt's the reason they lost. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, no, but it's so random though. Like you could have won any other item, right?
No, it is kind of random, especially with how much gap closer Zach already has. It doesn't feel that necessary.
Have you considered that it's a fun item?
You could have went like the dang other item, like I forget what it's called, but you know that true damage Omnivamp item. You know, you could have went
Riftmaker.
Yeah.
I don't. I feel like Riftmaker's worse, honestly. At least
over Proto Belt.
At least Proto Belt gives you CDR, right? Does Riftmaker give CDR?
Riftmaker?
I don't think so.
I know.
It does?
I know it heals, but and gives you a little more health.
It gives AP, HP, and ability haste.
But have you considered the Proto Belt is funny?
I guess. Yeah, but it was fun.
It's fun to click the button.
I've thought about Proto Belt on Zyra Jungle, if I'm going to be honest. I feel like as a gap closer would be really nice.
On Proto? Actually, that's kind of nuts. What do you think?
I guess you Q Proto Belt auto attack the other thing you're trying to Proto Belt to.
That, I suppose, is the theory. Glacial Fissure will stop the Zac, and now Jake. Jake's gonna
rats in a cage.
It's gonna be a right. The bullet time is crazy here. Frontline Lucian dies once again, and there is nothing left for ID. As Jake is godlike. JDK is a monster. Tibbers, the sixth man, is stronger than ID's entire team. And that will be almost certainly the end of the game. We're getting, if they delay for 40 seconds, we could get the 34-minute game.
No, it's not. That's so close. That's crazy how close it is, though.
That's close enough for me.
That's closer than last game was, technically.
Within a 1 minute margin of error, yeah.
Yeah, that's insane, calls. Alrighty, well that is final boss with a insane comeback. I mean, not comeback in terms of like they were down super far, but after game one, they were looking really rough, and they came in the game two, and they looked like a completely different monster. Obviously, ID did have to lose Rutledge, so that is something to take into account, but I don't even think top lane was the big difference maker there. That bot lane was kind of crazy. That Misfortune was melting everyone. So yeah, final boss, crazy to bring us to game three. Becky, how you feeling? What's your thoughts on the matter?
I mean, we kind of suspected that ID weren't gonna win this one just because their comp didn't have much of a way to get in, and final boss's composition was very easy. I think the shocking thing is the way that ID lost this game. They threw away so much early tempo just by putting their champions in the wrong spot in multiple fights that ended up costing them a ton of damage and a lot of early pressure that allowed final boss to actually start snowballing with the Annie and Misfortune, and from there they just got outpaced, and Lucian and Aurora were not able to keep up.
Yeah, absolutely. And just notable here, Giggle being the man behind the camera giving us the info, of the entire team, the highest damage for ID was actually Captain Phil on the Zac, who did 37k, and no one was even really close besides that for ID. So really a bit of a damning information, I think. But that is going to be it for game number 2. We are going to send it over to a quick break, and we're going to come back with game number 3, where all this is going to get settled. The game 1 week is finally going to be done. It's going to be done and over with. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back with another banger game in just a minute. And we are back, everyone. If you are just joining us, welcome to a banger of a series. It is 1-1 ID versus Final Boss. Joining me, Becky, again. And we also have still Rept and Grotus and Goat Chicken. No new additions, so it's just the gang back at it for game number 3. Just like last time, Becky and I talked at the end of the game, so I'm going to give you guys the floor. What's your thoughts about game number 2? What are you expecting or hoping to see going into game number 3, you guys?
I'm hoping to see ID play the fights a little bit more intelligently, play a little bit smarter. If they manage to get a lead early on, we saw in game 1 they were really good at accelerating their lead and snowballing it, and in game 2 they just fumbled it super badly. Granted, ID did end up losing Rutledge between games 1 and 2, but at the same time, I don't know how much of a difference Rutledge would have made over the Zach, all things considered. Granted, it could have been a champion pool thing. Maybe Rutledge has more of the tank, but in either case, I guess the main thing I would hope to see is maybe Final Boss decides not to ban Ivern, and we get some premium content.
I agree. I 100% agree. I would love to see the Iron top come out because I know we were looking at it's like a 70% win rate for them in the solo duo queue. So that would be a very fun selection. But anyone else? Thoughts on last game?
Banger game. Just poor communication, poor positioning on ID side. But I think they needed that loss. Minor setback for a major comeback. This next game is going to be pretty nice. I can feel it.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, how fraudulent does FB feel that they're almost losing to ID with 2 subs?
I mean, yeah, you're kind of right. That's nothing but the truth there. Absolutely. It does feel very strange, especially how dominant Final Boss were against TTM on Tuesday. I was kind of expecting this to be a lot more
No,
Final
all right,
Boss sided.
no disrespect. Is that saying anything?
TTM have not been a bad team. They've been a pretty good team this split. What?
Have they?
Yeah, I don't
Have
think
they-
they're on the
pretty
same level
sure.
of ID though, especially in the solo lane
That's
department
fair.
and bot lane department.
That's fair.
And jungle department.
I think all of ID is better
Well,
than
to be fair,
TTM.
this is also
No.
ID without their two biggest names. So like at the same time, give and take there.
Yeah, but I mean, mad respect to whoever ID manager is, because the solo laner, like the subs that they found, are really good. Obviously.
I mean, yeah, they were, I think, numbers-wise, the two best performing on their team last. I think they both had the most damage between them, and they were just they were a weak side top, and they were the like kind of focal point mid laner, but the weak side top was still the one that was doing the most damage. So crazy from them.
Yeah.
You heard that,
I mean,
Billy? Step it up.
Yeah. Although, I mean, to
Absolutely.
be fair, a lot of that damage numbers is kind of fake because it's just a Zac with Leandries against a Malphite,
Yeah.
and they're just Germa fighting,
Yeah, they're fake numbers, but
It's not really saying much.
they're like real they're real numbers emotionally. It's you
Look,
can
man, I'm a
put, like,
stats guy.
Like emotional wise,
Yeah, bro.
he's like, yeah, my team sold. I should have won that game for sure. That's how I'd be feeling.
Yeah,
that's
Zach got on the
that's what I'm
targets.
doing.
Zach got there. Zach was there. Lucian
Yeah,
was
he-
gray screened. That was the
Yeah,
problem.
Lucian wasn't playing. Or the Nami.
And-
Milio, like Boat was saying, I think Milio would have been crazy there.
Okay,
It's
hold
like
on.
took
Let's
cleanse on
not sell
Lucian.
let's not sell the Nami because she had multiple tidal waves or whatever to stop MFR, right?
Zendrick was doing what they could, but Braum is just the best champion in the game. So like, what
Zendrick
do you do?
Yeah, Zendrick
Braum
can't
kept
control
tagging
Dilly
him.
to not walk up face first into Annie. Like,
That's
But
true.
Milio can get
True.
him out.
No,
is
bro,
the
there's no
difference.
saving a Lucian
trundled
getting any
for
yard,
you,
bro.
He's getting
But at
trundled for
least
up the backside. He can't move anymore.
Yeah,
Like, that's
Emilio ain't
completely
getting
on
him out,
him.
bro. Like he can't cleanse the mind control, bro. Like it
True.
is what it is.
If Dilly
Fucking-
walks
he's
into
getting
the glue
Mordekaiser
factory,
hard.
there's nothing you can do about it.
Also, Zendrick was getting caught a lot by the concussive
What?
blows from Braum a lot too, with Trundle just like Milio there at least can knock Trundle back.
You know, bro,
or
you just
something
sound like a
that.
certified hater. That's what you sound like.
I'm just a Milio fanboy, okay? Milio is just the best option for Lucian, in my opinion.
Have we
That's
talked about
really.
predictions for this game 3 yet? What do we think they're gonna
We,
No,
draft?
we
not
gotta
yet.
see draft.
Oh, okay.
Dude, let's talk about draft, guys. Come on, we're talking about the past. Let's talk about the present here, huh?
True. They gotta ban Kindred. I think Kindred will be the play here for FB. I think either that or what Jarvan. I
Jake is such
guess.
a vocal jungler, and he can call the plays, and they're always going to play around him, especially in such an important game 3 here. So getting him on a hyper carry or someone who can be aggressive and make the plays happen is, I think, really big for them. So yeah, Kindred fits that perfectly.
Nah, he
They
puts the
if they
fries in
don't
the
slam
bag.
Milio. If they don't slam Milio right now, they're trolling.
ID
What are we
or
gonna?
This is an ass.
Yeah,
versus-
ID, bro.
We do see the Ivern ban, so unfortunately, we are not going to see the Ivern top. I think that is the truest tragedy of them all.
That is very tragic.
We do,
actually, yeah.
yeah, we do see
Milio,
as
please.
most of the most meta picks and most common picks for the split have been either banned or picked away before. We are now starting to see these teams have to dig a little bit deeper into their champ pools. Ashe and Sivir coming out here for the 2 ADCs.
It's surely just Jarvan here, right?
Yeah, Jarvan
I mean,
is the most
probably
contested
for the
jungle
lockdown.
pick. Sedged.
Oh God,
Sedgwick turned off the table is not bad.
Yeah, that's
Especially 'cause
good.
this is
Yeah,
their
'cause-
sub, it's a flex too, no? I like that.
yeah,
feels like
true.
2023 again. Sejuani J for
Uh,
jungle.
Let's go.
Don't remind me.
It was a timeless classic.
Seri Lulu Lucianami. Seri Lulu Lucianami.
But will
Johnny
this
Vi J4.
but will ID's jungle be able to successfully get the
Oh my god, the Kindred.
session?
Dude, we
Oh,
called
wait,
it.
hold
I got
up.
the Kindred.
I told you.
Okay.
I told you.
Never mind, we're gaming.
Oh, you're so
We're-
smart.
I
We're
need to
bringing
play
games,
lottery, man. I need to play the lottery.
You're
ID2-1.
just the greatest analyst of our time, Boat Chicken. I'm sorry that I've disrespected you so much. You do all this thinking out of game, and then in game we don't see any of it.
It's crazy.
Void of all thinking.
Shogath.
Okay, they picked Show. This is huge actually because it opens them up to picking like another Enchanter support, which works really well with Kindred.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
There are a lot of good
And there's-
enchanters left on the board too.
Yeah, exactly. This is
Even if
great.
ID target ban and pick an enchanter here, there's no way they're getting all the possible options. Like
They have to take Milio here.
no,
Right?
they're not taking Milio.
That's crazy. I would do
I
that ban
think-
Lulu. But
I think your best bet. I mean, you probably ban Lulu here.
you have to. Right?
Yeah.
Lulu Kindred just wins every game.
Maybe I'm trying to think of what other enchanter would be the most effective in this. I guess maybe Milio.
Soraka's
Renata would be nice. but
Soraka is flannel exclusive content. Actually, nobody else is playing that champion because they don't get it.
This is an exclusive contract.
As far as I can tell, nobody else is playing the Soraka champion.
No, that's a little fun fact because we love Soraka over at flannelesports.org.
.org.
Yeah, look us
Gotta
up.
get the plug.
Donate.
Gotta get the plug.
Is that ban? Oh, Lulu.
So-
They banned Lulu. Wait, huh?
Wait, why did ID ban Nautilus?
They must have something in mind. If they're gonna
They
ban
know
Lulu.
something.
Yeah,
They know
I guess
something.
they're going for an R4 support for sure. Then, getting a counter
Yeah,
pick on
imagine.
mid.
I think Renata and
Okay.
Rakan would be huge. for ID.
Ooh, yeah, they
Don't
could
have
be.
anyone.
ID could be looking at
Because
a Renata
ID
angle
get
for
the
sure.
first pick here, right? ID get the first pick, and then
Yeah.
FB picks, and then okay, yeah. So that's I guess that's why they have to ban a couple of these supports that are just counters to what they want.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
I think you could have let the Leona through
Okay.
though if you were thinking Milio at least, but
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I
And
can
then
only imagine FB's
Rao?
support player is a melee support player, so that's why they banned Leo and not. But those are some of the last two champions I'd want on my team if I was playing Kindred.
No
what about
enchanters this
what
game.
about Alistar? How do you feel about Alistar?
Alistar is not
greatest
bad.
support.
He's not my favorite, but as far as melee sports go, I think it's better than Leona and not, because at least he can like headbutt people out of Kindred ulti and stuff.
Ooh, that
Wait,
is
hold on.
true.
Like that's
Mhm.
why
Why?
like
Why aren't
Fair.
they banning not Leona if there are foring Rel?
I mean, that's a question I
Like,
was
what?
thinking.
Yeah.
Who is drafting over there, bro? Like, what?
yeah, that's really true actually. That's a
Wait,
good shout out.
what?
We're just drafting champ. Oh,
Right.
Rise top Pog.
I
Rise
like
top
Silas a
Pog.
lot better than Rise here. Silas is really good here. They need
Yeah,
something
I'd
with
say
some
so.
early game damage.
And I think they're
His
just trying to take
Silas is
it away.
pretty good too.
And another melee with Cho and Alistar, I think they just take over the game. I think this is so FB sided.
That's a very yeah. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
really
I
good
love this
Silas
comp
pickup.
actually. I
So
love
many
this.
good buttons to steal. So aggressive here. Plays really well with the Kindred and the Alistar and the Ashe as well. ID are gonna pick up the Cassio as their kind of big budget counter pick.
Okay.
Will is it real? Is
That's
that
a
real?
great. That's a dollar kind of counter pick right there. I don't know about that, but let's see how it works out.
It works, but
99
it
cents
doesn't
Yes.
for
work.
Cassio pick.
Like,
Yeah, it's certainly an interesting pickup. I think I'm personally leaning Final Bosses here. I feel like their team very clearly has easier roads to a victory and a little bit more comprehensive, if that makes sense. That front line of an Alistar and Cho'Gath, paired with a Silas too. I know he's not an outright tank, but the healing that Silas has is crazy. So that's a big wall of meat to try to get through, especially as IDR way more front to back. So I do personally lean Final Boss here, but what's everyone's thoughts on the matter before we start sending it over to spectator? Like, what's everyone's thoughts here?
Okay, you want to go first, Bo?
Yeah, you got it. You got it. You got it.
Okay, actually, I mean, looking at the lane assignments, I think like if we're having Gwen into Cho'Gath, it's obviously very Gwen-sided early and mid game. So that means Kindred's not gonna have Proud topside. I think Cassio and Silas go pretty even, but I think Cassio's more often than not gonna have Prio until like the level 6 to 8 mark. And so as Kindred, that makes it kind of hard to play when you want marks and everything. So it's really gonna have to come down to the team choreography and if they're like Beg for Mercy is gonna be roaming with Kindred to like get the marks and everything, because in this league, it's such a bloodbath, and it's going to be even more of a bloodbath when you're playing for marks. And obviously, Kindred is good into Sejuani, and it's good into a lot of these champions, but it's going to be so hit or miss and decided on if he goes for marks that he shouldn't go for, if ID fails to cover certain objectives, and things like that. You know what I mean? It's going to blow the game wide open. I think it comes down to skill on these players and how they execute their comp.
Absolutely. Anyone else with
I
any hard thoughts?
I feel like this. I like Final Boss's comp more just because I think it's more interesting. Uh, I feel like they have a pretty solid game plan. They have a lot of good tools, but there are some good buttons on the side of ID.
Yeah.
Sejuani Ultimate is always great. Uh, the Gwen being able to should be able to handily get her way into the mid game without a scratch on her if everything goes well. Uh, and maybe bot lane's fine. On the hunt is a great ability to click, but I don't know. I like the kind of frontline bruisery approach that Final Boss have taken here, with the support putting the Ashe into a utility and supportive role. Uh,
Oh, and it's exactly what you need with a Kindred comp as well. Every Kindred comp that never works out is because you don't have enough of a front line, and they have that with FB. Jake realized
Oh,
it,
yeah.
their team realized it, and they have 3 melees. This is going to be
Yeah.
perfect for him.
yeah,
It's
this should
kind
be
of
the
like
Jake
a
show.
matchmake.
If
I
he
don't
shows
know.
up, this should be the Jake show.
Yeah.
Miasma's going to play a huge role in the Relo as well. It's keeping
No,
Cho'Gath
yeah, I
kind
mean,
of in place.
that's what makes this third game
Yeah,
so exciting is because, dude, ID have the buttons, they have the champions to counteract and nullify a lot of what FB
yeah,
wants to do. But it comes down to execution. It comes down to how well the top laner, the Gwen, uses her W, how well Sejuani can
yeah.
hold on to her
Mhm,
abilities and not fucking troll. And the same thing with the Cassio and
yeah.
Rel, you know?
Like
Like,
they can play
it's
split
such a
too. They
skill
can
matchup this
1-4
game, it looks
pretty
like. Such a
easily.
skill matchup.
Like if Gwen can side lane or just front to back or even dive back line if she wants to. Like Gwen is pretty strong here. Because if she does
Yeah,
just stay in a side lane, they need to stop her. Cho'Gath isn't doing anything to her. Like Gwen's
yeah.
just running him down. So
And that's the beauty of this game too, because depending on what happens, either Gwen or Cassio are phenomenal side laners. And so whichever one of them gets ahead can just side lane and have the other one stick with the team and do a 1-4 comp. Or 1-3-1 if they're feeling frisky
yeah.
and both of the solo laners are ahead. And
Mhm.
FB would have a really hard time doing anything with that.
Uh, their wave clear is just better too, so like they can definitely stall out, get prio fairly easily too. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a banger.
This one's gonna be a banger. I love this a lot.
Uh,
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
always
I
excited to watch Kindred games. It's my one trick. It's my champion. I have the most games on 5 times over, so I'm excited for this.
I'm
yeah,
thinking what?
absolutely. We
Thinking
are gonna
41
have to wait and
minutes.
see. Oh, there we
41
go.
minutes ID. That's what I'm thinking.
41
I
minutes.
think it's ID. 41.
For
ID.
I think it
ID.
goes
So
that
we're
late.
gonna get
I don't think
41
FB
minutes with
loses.
final boss.
I think 30. I think 39 and FB win. 39 FB is my call.
Alrighty. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. It's all gonna come down to this game, and as everyone has said, it's gonna come down to skill expression here. It is gonna be a close one, so don't go anywhere. We are gonna send it to the spectator delay, and we'll be back with game number 3, the decider, when we get done. See you in a minute. Alrighty, everyone, we are underway. Game number 3, the decider. Technically the week 1 matchup, but it's being played here. I think we're in week 7. It's going to be a big deciding game for how the entire top half of the table shakes out, and it looks like it's set up to be a banger of a series. Really strong champions, very interesting champions to be brought out here. And while we did see a little bit of funny business in game number 1 and 2, it does look like neither team wants to give either side an advantage. It looks like it's just going to be a pretty standard 5-point. JDK playing a little bit forward here, but I doubt it's going to result in anything bar some late trading. So,
Starts with the E here.
I say that.
Yep, he goes for it. I mean, they don't get anything, but
Okay.
they'll
Yeah,
force a
Nation is
reset.
going to take a lot of damage. Goes down to half health, and yeah, like you said, it's going to cause a reset, though. It's so early. I don't think it's going to cause that much of a problem, but that is going to force a little bit of reconsidering from ID. This looked like we're going to have a little bit of
You know what I
dance
would have
party
loved
up on
to
the top
see is
side.
I would have loved to see them stack that top side, because you've seen every single one of these games. Final boss is adamant on always getting that Raptor ward, and that would have been a prime
Yeah.
example to stack there. They're going for the Raptor ward, and you can get an easy first blood there, because they don't have the people to back it up. But it's neither here nor there, I suppose.
Absolutely. As we do see the first couple waves crashing, the jungle does start. And like you said, there is that Raptor ward for final boss onto IDs. So they will know in just a couple of seconds that the Sichuan is going to be starting towards the bot side. So both junglers are going to be putting prio towards the top side, at least early on into the game. You see some early trading. Level 1 does start out, but it's just a little bit of poking. Beg for Mercy is pretty
Can we
weak,
get level
but
2 first
overall,
here at least?
yeah, shouldn't be anything crazy. Oh, Gage comes
Beg's
through.
like half HP though. He's 1 HP by the way. How
Yeah, this
already?
brother troll. He's trolling.
What happened?
He just tanked all of the abilities from Sivir there. Just basically let her free farm him. That is going to be huge. That does mean that the level 2 does go over to ID early, but doesn't look like there's too much aggression out for them quite yet.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, the wave clear is really starting to come through. Look how weak that
But
wave
Sejuani
is. The
skipping her
second
wolves,
just
by
comes
the way.
through.
Did you notice that she skipped her wolves to be on top side early? She knows her
Oh.
clear is not as fast as Kindred's, so she's here early to either go for a gank or a counter
And
gank.
and
depending what's going on.
and skipping Gromp.
No, yeah, her wave isn't set up for a gank though, so I don't know what she's doing now. She should be on Krugs right
Krugs,
now.
excuse me. Yeah, sorry, Krugs.
But she's getting in lane. I like this a lot because
Wait.
you know when you're playing Kindred and you have a Cho'Gath in the top lane, it's so easy to go for top lane ganks. You have so much CC and utility. It's an easy kill, so I like that they recognize that and are playing for this around it. I'm excited to see what happens up here.
They have no clue. There's no vision.
If he goes for it.
Oh, there we
What a
go.
kill. Burning Flash.
Yeah,
He's
burns
looking mid.
flashes.
Yes.
Cassio
he's
should be
gonna
dead here
collapse
for
in.
sure.
Yep,
It's
stunned, airborne,
He
trapped
walks in the
between
ground.
two.
He can't
So
Q.
we. Oh, never mind. Cassio
No,
trying
he
for
can't
first
Q. He
kill.
trolled. He
And
trolled.
gets
He trolled
out.
so hard.
Damn,
He
brother.
couldn't Q once there. He walked in the grounded.
Damn.
Oh,
My
that-
boy Canella, bro.
Nation-
Told you.
Is here. Whiffs it. There's no way. JDK. Possibly. Gets one, gets two.
Oh my
Black
god.
for victory in front of him. That's crazy, by the way. After that,
That's fun. That shit.
I'm telling you right now, bro. I'm
Holy.
firing my jungler if he does that shit. There ain't no way.
No, dude, both
Nah.
junglers apparently somehow misplayed there. That's crazy.
I mean, bro, like Cassio is up 1-0. Just let the lane play
Stadium
out,
pulse
bro.
is getting to them.
Oh my, that's already a bounty on JDK's head. That
Yeah,
is
that's insane.
huge. And that puts him 400 gold,
Immediately back
around
up
400
here.
gold up there, Lena.
This looks like it could be. Oh yeah.
There we
it's a
go.
kill at
Kills
least. There we
trading out.
go. All right,
And that
this
is
is a
gonna-
mental reset. Okay, he
Oh,
flashed for no
that's
reason. He didn't
nice.
need
Yeah,
to there.
that's
but-
crazy.
Yo, Jake, my brother.
That's the
Yeah.
feat of warfare over to
Dude, the
final
stadium
boss.
pulse is getting
too.
to Jake. I will not lie.
Okay.
Oh my god, wait,
That's
that's
right.
a
Zendrick solo.
Do we get a flash alley Q here or what?
Oh wait.
Also, Versa's still going. No, okay, they are going to
No.
finally back
For
away.
flash on Q, right?
Dilly's just tanking all that damage, though. They're going to
Okay.
force the
Hey.
reset. Sejuani's
Go back.
trying to cut him off.
Ash is though. She has no W anymore. Okay,
There's your
flashes. That's a good
flashes to
flash.
get away.
Flash.
Oh, Sedge, bro. Yo,
Man,
you
that's
gotta
so
use your-
tragic.
Yeah.
If I was Berzio there, I'd be so upset that we didn't get a kill.
Should have been stacking on the Alistar first anyway, but.
Nah, you
Okay.
better stay to help them with this wave.
They don't get
The
the
thing
reset.
is-
He doesn't get the kindred mark. I don't know if he got the kindred mark on Gwen or not. I didn't.
Oh
huge.
no.
Wait, even huger.
Overextension. Okay, from Mercy gets
the
L.
Q was
Okay.
nice.
Level
Oh,
60
he already
maybe?
has the cast.
Oh,
Six.
stun stolen ult.
You notice how
Counter,
he walks out of the
counter.
grounded? I'm
Trade
like,
it.
Jake?
Yeah.
Best jungler in the league, by the way.
Okay.
Best jungler, by the way. Second best jungler in the league, by the way, that guy.
Oh yeah, behind Sinestro. True.
Okay. Find the
Captain
voice
Phil
there.
is just running down this Cho'Gath. Has not had the time to really scale
Unfortunately,
yet.
that's how
He's gonna
this
pop
matchup
pots.
goes. Gwen is so good into Cho'Gath, it's hard, but... No
Captain
your
Phil is
W
now
out.
kind of stuck.
Mm.
Has
He's got an
no
early Oracle
support.
lens. Early Oracle lens
That's
here
crazy.
doesn't do anything for Kindred. It's kind of a bad pickup.
Oof. Yo,
Oh,
Calvin
six
Phil's
hit,
kind of
bro.
crazy.
Yeah, word.
Yeah,
Fucking that
gets
is
out
okay.
of
He's,
it.
he's
Damn.
good.
Uh,
Now he's
wait,
No
almost-
way they turn
Jake
into
just
a taunt.
leaves.
Go from here.
No way, Jake just leaves.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he does. And
He-
he
he-
comes
he-
back. It's just gonna get Taunty out. And
Alright,
he's gonna
never
get a kill.
mind.
Okay,
Okay,
I mean,
never
it
mind.
works.
Never
So
mind.
yes.
Captain Phil's bad. I lied. Sorry, boys.
Oh,
I don't
actually,
think he hit all
he's
the
pretty
ults
bad.
either.
I think he got 2.
That was
Yeah.
Rutledge on
Hit
the
the
Gwen.
third.
He probably kills there.
Rob.
I don't know if Rutledge plays Gwen.
I don't know either, actually.
I don't
Fact
think
check.
he-
Someone's got to check his OPGG for that, for sure.
Come on, Boat. You're the stat guy, right?
Stats?
So, what's the
What are
over-under
those?
on Rutledge Gwen
Yeah.
games? Oh, they're going for an
Rutledge
early
Gwen.
dragon here. I like this a lot. They just had Kindred waste a lot of top sign up there. I like this a lot, even though he's down 16 CS.
FB still wins this dragon fight.
Yeah, apparently, if we go by last game, it goes.
I'm so-
Alistar probably flashes over and headbutts it. I don't know, man.
Okay,
Well,
that
it
is
goes
gonna
in-
be the
it goes
Infernal
90s away
Drake
at least,
secured.
Which is good for them.
Next Drake up is Mountain, which is gonna be interesting. I don't think it's ideal. I think if it was a Soul, that'd be very good for the likes of Final Boss and even ID with the Sejuani. But picking up early, it does mean that there's the chance of a really good Soul to be played for. But I definitely think there's other Souls that, or excuse me, other Drakes that both these teams would prefer at the current moment.
What soul hypothetically would you guys prefer for either of these teams to roll?
Yeah.
Like if I was
Cloud would be
FB
the best.
personally, I think
Yeah, Cloud
I think
FB.
for FB, I think Hextech Soul would be like really good for FB.
Yeah.
Like
I think
Hextech
W.
or
Cloud Soul, Cloud Soul is
Kindred
definitely
W.
best for ID for sure.
Yeah,
but
with the
I think
Sever,
Hextech
yeah.
would be insane for FB personally as well.
I actually see it differently. I see FB, Cloud, Hextech, ID.
Really opposite, huh?
So, well, actually, Gwen doesn't have Ghost, so never mind. maybe
Like,
Cloud.
Gwen doesn't have
Because
ghost
I don't see Cloud Soul having
Oh,
any value
and-
for Kindred or Cho.
That's just Grubs. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Jake secures the 3rd kill there as Capville just dies. They
This is a very high tempo game, really. This is insane how well it's going for FB.
yeah, Jake is already in a really good spot, and that's not even talking about JK, who's still 2-0-1 and
Can
is
we do
ahead on
mark
their
check?
lane.
Can we check Kindred marks or no? He's got 2 right now. Not very good.
To
That's okay though. No,
They're
I
in a
mean,
good
I lied.
position.
It's not okay. It's kind of bad, but it's okay.
they're in a good position though.
No, yeah.
They should be able to make
But,
up that
I mean, I
difference.
think the 3 kills might play a factor into it, so I think he's good.
Yeah. Absolutely. But general say of the game, we are kind of in the lull period as the Drake has been secured as well as all 3 grubs. So the major jungle objectives are split 1-1. The field warfare, of course, would go over to final boss. So, and of course, I don't think really either side is particularly close to securing a turret. I think maybe this top side is a little bit risky, mostly because of the pressure one is putting on it, but I don't think it's going to be falling anytime soon. So we're definitely going to have to keep track of those major jungle objectives. Again, they are shared 1-1. So But we have
Certainly.
at least 2-ish minutes until the next objective comes through, so
All right.
it's all going to be about laning.
Sorry to interrupt. I just got back. How's Gwen doing?
Gwen is doing
Inting.
good, but she's been ganked by Jake too many times.
Oh no.
Yeah, 1 and
She
3.
still has prio in the lane, so it's kind of fine.
Oh,
Oh,
we lost.
Reps got ganked.
yeah.
R.I.P. Rept.
Ripped vanished.
They're going in. They're going in.
This doesn't
Oh.
look like anything. I don't know
Oh,
what this is.
those good,
Okay.
Eh,
Yeah, it doesn't amount to
They have a
anything.
chance for glory. They have all ultis. They have cast ults, sedge ults. They don't want to do
They
anything.
used Ash
there.
ult, which was good.
They're not on items yet. They definitely shouldn't fight. Cassia doesn't have RO. No. I think it's actually really interesting that Jake isn't prioritizing marks, or he's not playing around Kindred marks at all. I can tell he's just kind of playing his game as Kindred, which is completely fine. Because obviously you can get the
Yeah.
marks from ganking champions and everything. That's differently than how I play Kindred, but it's definitely working out for him this game.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you get the marks, that's what matters at the end of the day. Whether you go for the camps or go for the champions. It's just, you know, the champions are a little more unreliable, but if they open themselves up for you to kill them, why not?
No,
It's-
certainly, especially if you're
Yeah.
pathing towards a gank, you can just mark who you're going to gank, and it's either going to work out, or your mark's going to get off cooldown again, and you can mark someone else, you know?
Yeah.
That's fine. It's just like him sitting at 2 marks here isn't the best. You really need to hit 4 marks, like, as soon as you can.
Yeah, that's obviously the huge break point. They do get that mark there, so that is number 3 then.
Did he get the Raptor mark? That's
I
good, at
believe
least.
so.
No, I don't think he did he?
No, he did not. Okay,
No, he
never
didn't,
mind.
yeah. So
Never
you got it.
mind.
It was just staying on the map. Mark stays on the map for 20 seconds after the camp gets killed.
My bad, y'all.
Interesting.
I have played Kindred in the past, but I was not counting those things. I didn't know
Yeah.
anything about the champion. I just think she's funny. I
played
think she's
Kindred
fun to
like an
play.
ADC.
He's very fun to play, yeah.
We do see them
I don't care.
immediately start this second Drake, so
Yeah,
a lot of
they're
pride
gonna.
being put towards
Yeah, they're
it.
all in items. They're all in item spikes. They should be theirs. They should be no
No
contest.
mana Sivir.
Yeah, there's
backing
really
already,
nothing ID
and-
can do to contest, and yeah, Nation not even gonna think about it. Just gonna keep farming, try and get something done in the jungle. But this Sejuani is insanely far behind. It is gonna get bullied by Alistar here
Yeah,
a little
giving it
bit, or
to Alistar.
Alistar gets bullied.
He gets deep vision, bro. This guy is an insane support. He's really good.
He has no fear.
He has no fear, and somehow it always works out for him. Which I think is crazy criminal, but I love it. I love it for him.
You gotta respect it. Look, if you never get punished, then it was actually the optimal play. Is
True.
the crazy thing.
Absolutely.
This
Was
doesn't-
it a
I mean, he has
cloud
Painted
skull,
Rooker. He's not
right?
going to take a lot of damage. I don't think this is a good time to fight for Gun.
Yeah, it is going to be Cloud Soul, so that's going to be huge. I think it's
Interesting, okay.
for fine. I think both teams benefit from it, but I think Final
Yeah.
Boss, or is it
Ooh,
Final Boss or ID?
I think ID
That
gets
would-
better value out of Cloud Soul for sure.
Yeah, ID.
The
Actually.
speed on Gwen.
Yeah,
huge.
speed.
And on Silver.
And the
gonna go off
Cassio
with
as
Silver.
well, right?
Yeah.
Cassio really needs that
Because all
speed
of them,
to
like,
allow her to
after
run
they
people
cast their
down.
ultis, they're planning on moving. Unlike Cho'Gath and Kindred, like when they cast their ultis, it's not like they need to be very mobile afterwards. Because Cho, you already have to be in melee range to cast it. And Kindred, you kind of want to be stationary after you cast it, so it's not very synergistic, in my opinion.
Yeah, Beg can just play up with absolutely no fear of a response, which is kind of insane. Just walk up, headbutt, pulverize. Okay, they're gonna get the engage here with
Cool.
the Alistar gone.
look
Jake
bad, they
exhausted
can fight it.
immediately. Unfortunately,
They
there is a
can
wonder
fight it.
shot there, but
That's
Beg is the greatest gamer
That's
on
huge.
record, and that's
Yep.
gonna be a doubler picked up by Jake.
That's a
They
really
forgot
They
nice
said
Alistar
before.
wasn't
play there for the
there.
counter. That's huge.
I mean,
That's
we
the
were
stuff
talking about how it's a matter of Jake can get fed or not, and it's certainly looking like the case. 5-1-0, 400 gold bounty at just under 15 minutes. TP,
That's-
JDK.
That's
He's
the
played this
damn
game so
Kindred.
well too, because he did exactly what it needed to be, and he bailed his top lane out from getting destroyed early game, so then Cho'Gath can now hold his own, and then he plays around the bot side. It's perfect. It's really nice pathing, what you want to see.
And
don't
it
know
is
what
going to pay dividends here. Beg taking a bit of damage. We do have the mark on to the Casio. Okay, great petrifying gaze. JDK and Drake are going to try and navigate around that. Nation is here, does have the
Cassio's conk now.
yeah,
She's
Do they want to
glacial
fight or what?
yeah,
I think
Casio's
I'd go in there. I
yeah,
don't
Casio's
know, man.
conking. We'll see how much conking can happen
Yeah.
here, but it looks like there's just going to be a disengage in the mid lane as
I just know if I was that Sedge there, I would have Q'd ulted in. I think we get a kill there for
Yeah.
sure.
yeah,
Trying to
100%.
fight.
Yeah.
Like I Q flash the Kindred there, ult immediately, so Kindred can't ulti, and it should be a free kill. And then you just play from there. But they're already behind, so it's kind of risky to, I'm sure in their mindset, to go for a 3v3 on even ground. So I get it. I get the safety.
Uncontested rift take as well, by the way.
Yeah.
I think
That'll be another big pickup there is JDK is going to try and go for another engage, stealing the Casio ulti, trying to get a petrifying gaze off. Will get in range for it. It'll tag on the Nation. The Glacial
they
Prison
don't have
will
this
fire
filter, though. 1v2 now.
out here. Here comes the
Arrow.
Enchanted Crystal Arrow. It lands on to
Oh,
Canella, who is toast. Head pulverized,
wait.
followed
Massive
from
AoE
Mel.
there.
The Kindred ulti drops, and Canella
That's
follows.
so tragic for them.
JDK will pick up
Wait,
another onto the Rel. We do
Gwen
have a,
needs these.
we do have
Gwen
a
needs
flank
these.
here
Yeah.
from Gwen. She's going to try
That's
and
a
clean
kill
up
for
what
Gwen.
she can, but she only ends up picking up the one.
I would go
Or
for
maybe-
this.
She's going to try and continue to fight here. She doesn't know Jake is there, and she
you.
flails the flash. She flashes into the wall, and Jake is now 7-1. Anybody who was
Another
hate
2K.
watching Jake's
No.
game, turn off the stream now. It's not going to get
I
better.
don't think she tried flashing over the wall. I think
Flash
she
the
just flashed
chains.
top.
Yeah.
She flashed the
Yeah.
chain, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she tried to win the fight, but she didn't have ulti. It's really tragic.
She forgot that the 6-1 Kindred was right there.
We got her entire team's trolling and Kindred's 6-1. Yeah. Hate to see it. I think ID are still in this game though. It's hard now because they're almost 5k behind, but dude, they scale hard as well. I don't think it's too over yet.
They gotta get to 41 minutes. It's the only way.
What scales better, the Sivir or the Ashe in the bot lane? What's your guys' opinions?
I hate Sivir as a champ. That
Those are
champ
the
is
only two
useless.
lanes that are very even right now.
I feel like Sivir's scaling is imaginary. Like you feel in the games where Sivir goes crazy, she goes insano mode. Canella should be dead here.
man,
Yeah, that's just gonna
so
be an easy
tragic.
pickup for the Kindred. That's
Hey,
another kill
What
there.
is Cho'Gath even doing there? He just has all the free reign to roam for dragon and TP up top to not get the tower.
He just how
really
is
tragic
Ponty
idea.
gets everything? How did he get everything out of this
Other
exchange?
than Enigma, I don't know, man.
Powerful stuff. That's going to be a first turret going over to final boss. Almost certainly this Drake is going over to final boss. And ID are finding
going?
absolutely
Dead here.
nothing in response. They've gotten
Half the
nothing
Nightfall
and will
here, too.
continue to get nothing. Okay.
Yeah, April's just
Gwen is
gone.
toast.
That's fair.
Okay, Enchanted Crystal Arrow goes wide, but it does not need to land, as that is just going to be another pickup for Jake right there. 9-1 on the Kindred right now. An
This is gonna
absolute
punish that
domination of the wrist. This is a devastator for sure.
Remember in game one where we were talking about how Jake was not really even participating and it felt like he was just off on his own? He took that personally.
He leaned forward
Very
in this
different
chair for
vibe.
sure.
Yeah. He
can
tagged
tell.
back in.
This third game, FB have been playing so much faster pace, and ID were not prepared for it. They have scaling lanes. They were trying to chill, but dude, FB were not there for it. They've been playing so proactive and so fast paced, and it's just blowing the game wide open for them.
Yeah, it
They're
feels
losing
like it's
control of the jungle now too.
Like, look, he knows
Yeah.
bot again, by the way. Hello.
he's everywhere. I mean, one of the best. I love
It's crazy.
my
It's
favorite
It's
rift.
11.
My favorite rift as a jungler is Cloud Rift. It's so good. It feels so good to use the cloud pockets to navigate the map here.
Dragon gives passive move speed, right? Too.
Yeah,
I
that is pretty
believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
He is crazy.
Plus the pockets.
It feels so good to jungle on a Cloud Rift.
They need this. They need
They're
this.
going for it. They need that
Udyr,
fab
so
off.
like
They need this.
Yeah,
They
that's so
need
not
I
this.
don't think they're gonna get
They
it.
need
I don't think they're gonna
oh,
get
They
it.
no,
need this.
They
Taunty,
will.
That's
they
what kills
will
them. At
get.
what
Oh,
cost?
okay, Taunty gets
At what
one turn back
cost?
around, and now JDK is gonna get the other. The stolen
man.
needlework will turn this doll into a pincushion, as
Still 2
That
for 1
is-
though. That's not terrible.
2 for 1. Does Endrick, are they gonna try and stop this? They at least don't lose anyone in the process, but that is unfortunate.
Yeah, and the story's not kind of swapped as well. ID only having secured 1 Drake so far. Well, Final Boss are just taking everything on the Rift that they physically can. They've also taken all tier 1 turrets from ID as well, so the control of their own jungle has been lost pretty much, except for what's directly outside their base. It is looking a little bit doom and gloom here for ID as they're about 9, little over 9k gold difference, I think.
Yeah, so early in the game too. That's really hard to see.
Yeah,
Hard
it's
to
only 21
watch.
minutes.
I think the only saving grace for ID would be to swap Gwen with Cass, because I think Gwen has a chance to kill Silas, and she can't kill Jogath anymore. It's just over.
Yeah.
You can play
Yeah.
around her still, but there's nothing gonna be happening against that Cho'Gath.
I mean,
He's
the
far
Gwen
too
and the
tanky.
Seds barely got it. They barely got it when it was a 2v1.
and he was already
was-
half HP too, by the way, when they were fighting him.
Yeah,
That's epic.
Yeah.
That's powerful stuff.
that's Aura.
Yeah, it's we're gonna have to. I don't want to say it's completely doomed for ID, but it feels real bad. it feels real awful, especially because one of the champions that I think feels horrendous when you're at a disadvantage is Sivir, where you're just like,
Yeah.
man, I guess I'll just keep right-clicking waves, and that's what I get to do for the rest of the game. Because you just don't do enough damage to, especially a champion like Cho'Gath, until you get any amount of tank-busting items, and we're not going to see that this game. We do have an engage here on Diversia. The cleanse will come out, and that's going to negate the entirety of the Sejuani champion, but will a flank make the difference? Jake is going to be in a little bit of a sticky
Jake's
situation
weak.
here.
Yeah,
Jake's going to get taken down. That's a big shutdown, but what else can they find out of it? JDK will look to try and clean this one up with the shutdown. Another pickup there, a feast for the Cho'Gath, and that is going to be only Jake dying, and the rest of the ace will be picked up by Final Boss.
I think that was worse.
Give her-
Honestly,
I think that,
How
but
big was that shutdown? Was it still 350 or was it bigger before?
it was
no,
bigger.
it was bigger
It's
before.
bigger.
It was a full
It was
1,000.
probably 700, right? Yeah,
Yeah, it was the full
They
700.
needed that.
they needed that. Who got the
No one
shutdown?
was- I
Their
think
mid
Cass
laner
did.
Glenn, right? Cass did. Yeah, that's not the
think
word.
so.
I mean, I still
Yeah,
don't know how
Cass.
to play though.
Yeah, the problem is that even if you do take out this now 11, 2, and 6 Kindred, you have to deal with the 6, 0, and 9 Silas, who's been pretty much left unchecked this entire game.
Yeah, and
It's
they still have Ashe against.
real.
No one has armor on
Yeah.
ID, except for the Sedge and Rel, obviously, but.
And they secured their 3rd Drake. 2nd Cloud. Yeah, it's definitely a rough spot, but we've said it before. We've seen much larger comebacks happen. So there's absolutely
have
still
we-
a world.
So this is 12K.
Have we seen a
Is
much
this-
larger
is
comeback?
this- yeah,
20
word.
5 and over like 12k ahead for FB. If
We-
this
we
was a
stay
comeback,
positive
I
here.
could imagine a bigger one, no?
If this would be the
20,
greatest
23
comeback
this
story
morning.
in history.
Oh, he's grounded. He tried ulting over the wall or something.
Oh, that's gonna hit. Oh, okay. It's spell shield.
Good
Spell
shield.
shield.
Alright.
We did
He's
it.
lazy.
I was
We
hoping
didn't
for
die,
more
everyone.
It's looking really in favor of FB, my personal opinion, guys.
I went from 12K to 10K off that though, so that's
Oh yeah,
something.
we're the gold is
Some
even.
of our camps, man. We can't be mad at that.
Gold is
Thanks,
actually
Bundy, the
even.
Raptor camp doing God knows what, getting vision by himself. No one on his side of the map.
Absolutely does not care about anything or anyone. And honestly, I understand. Why would you? In fact, Bang is gonna just find the Sejuani here and get the pulverized down.
Guy doesn't have any mercy for the enemy team. He's just getting in there.
Zendrick is Hawkshot there, so they know that the Rel is around. They're gonna attempt to go for a crash down there, but it will land onto nobody. And now Bag is just literally walking in melee range with absolutely no regard for any other players. It's powerful stuff.
They can't fight without Sivir on 2 items.
Yeah, JDK will try and get the Magnet Storm steal, but it does not even need to happen, as that'll just be another pickup there off of the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. 1 down for ID. The Grounded will stop JDK from going further, but it does not necessarily make a difference, because Final Boss can just turn back and look at the Baron.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty much theirs for free. I mean, there's a room for contention, but I don't think there's really anything that ID can do. They're down Capville, and that's a lot of their damage that is just not present for them. The Nation's in the area. There's a steal. Never mind, it's dead. Never mind. They melted it.
Kindred's at least on like so marks too. By the way, if Baron's already getting marked, it's really rough stuff. 9 marks now. That's so rough.
Yeah, they're knocking on the base's doors here. Especially with this Baron, the siege is truly going to start here, which is a scary prospect, seeing as 2 lanes already have tier 2s gone.
Got flash out of Kindred there.
Yeah,
this doesn't
Flash and
work.
Kindred, that's gonna be They have one shutdown onto the Ashe. That's another shutdown. Wait, hold up.
Sedge has ulti.
Sedge does have ulti. They're gonna pick up Beg here as well. JDK's on the side though, getting what he can out of this. But that is a colossal toss right there.
Yeah,
that's
now they reset for him.
Yeah, that's 3 important gamers without Baron now.
That's a huge.
If they can secure,
I forgot 2 of those, or 1 of them at least.
Okay. And if they can find JDK here, so that's another 300, 700.
So that's a lot of
building more attack speed instead of armor pen though on Sivir. No, let me just go last whisper.
I mean, I suppose that like you just like accept the fact that you're never killing Cho'Gath, and you hope that Cassio's gonna do it if anybody's gonna even be hitting Cho'Gath. Your goal, I imagine, then is to just get a bunch of ricochet procs into the back line.
I think now it's ID's turn to be overstaying that what they're doing here. They're really trying to get this set up. They don't want to console.
Yeah,
The freak 5v5. I mean,
I don't know if they're gonna need like an Insano pick. They will have Sejuani ult back up. They've got the rest of their buttons up as well. But by that same token, Final Boss also have their buttons aside from Kindred ulti, and they're just not even gonna make. They're not gonna allow that future to come to pass. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow connects onto Canella. There's a great follow-up there. The Gwen will get 1. The Sivir's actually firing off a storm right now as Jake dies again. JDK will pick up 1 on the back, but that is actually another 3 down for Final Boss. It's just Cho'Gath left alive with the Alistar here. Alistar going to try and get the kill onto the Gwen, who will just walk away here, but there's no damage left to stop Cho'Gath, who made just 2v3 with the help of the Alistar. Taunty alone is going to stop ID from making anything out of that. But that was another pretty sizable win for ID.
That's really huge. I didn't
is
see
kind of insane.
There, but that's insane. And they could have easily got the last 2 members. It was up to Gwen to not be hit by that Cho'Gath Q and to buffer the Q, and Alistar came in because she would have got the massive healing from her passive and Riftmaker.
Yeah, speaking of getting hit by Cho'Gath Q, we walked into it again. But it does not really matter. I think the unfortunate thing here is that they aren't even they still aren't able to get the Drake, and they end up losing their positioning around it. They will be there first, but they're gonna have to win another fight here.
Yeah,
and
mid lane though, he doesn't have a flank.
Kindred has ult now.
This could
Kindred,
go their way.
Yeah, Kindred does have the ulti.
Arrow to the face on one of their carries again.
Enchanted Crystal arrows up. Gwen is a little in an awkward spot back there. Also at
Being
2/3
half
HP for some reason. That's going to be the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Great Magnet Storm with a crazy follow-up from the Sejuani. The ulti from the Kindred's going to go down. The Lamb's Respite going to do what it can. The damage is going to fire out, but Dilly is down. It's only on to Canella left to try and take this one down. Oh no, the crash down doesn't connect onto Verja. Canella drops as JDK and Taunty take him out on the backside. And with one man left alive, Nation put up a formidable effort, but the wallets are too large for the final boss. And they take another ace and take the soul.
Yeah, it's rough. That was a good fight. They almost got Verja, and if they're able to get Verja and maybe turn to go back and help Nation over there, it very well may have gone a little bit more in their favor, maybe at least enough damage to maybe push them off and keep them off of the Drake, or at least force a reset for it. But it just kind of crumbles around them as they cannot get that Ashe dealt with quick enough. That is going to be Soul over to final boss. They are now also down all of their turrets because there was pressure being put on to the sidelines through those minions. So they are now stuck to their base, no control of their own jungle. The gold is still sitting around that 10k mark, so it's not as high as like the 12, 13 that we saw before, but they did lose a little bit of the ground that they made up for in the last couple fights. Oh, Zendrick downtown gets hit with that arrow. Do you think he gets out though?
Dude, ID are holding on for dear hope.
ID needs levels. That's what they need. One needs to hit 16.
Yeah.
All these fights have been
Gwen needs 16. Sivir is one level off from 16. Not really that on the hunt makes a. I mean, it helps for sure having a stronger button. A lot of these players are just so close to hitting that level break point that they just aren't getting to. This Baron will get shredded here by final boss. They threw it away last time, but now they've got Dragon Soul, and they've got a lot more power in their pockets. Will they throw it away again, or are they going to cleanly execute on this finisher? Capped Phil is still on the side there. We'll have to recall now. Nation as well going for the recall.
There's
And
no one here to help her clear away. This is really tough.
yeah, this mid inhib will drop. Capped Phil also is still not back at base. They canceled recall. They canceled their own recall. That
inhibitors gone.
Now they're recalled at the point where it doesn't matter because there's nothing else that they take unless they dive tower.
Yeah, they're waiting for the minion wave. It looks like they're not giving up the play yet. They found their lethal line. They're just gonna try and make it happen. Rupture thrown out. One of these abilities lands, and it's lights out for ID. That's gonna be the Glacial Fissure stolen and thrown back at the Sejuani. Well, at the Rel. Rel will drop first. Cap Phil will be locked up and knocked away with that exhausted power. Jake's gonna get one there. Doubler for Jake as JDK's cleaning up the rest of the fight. And off of just one button, final boss, make this the final game of the series. And pick one up for them. I guess it was always the final game as they pick up game 2 and another win in the pocket of this team is already looking very good.
Yeah, final boss showing why they are deserving of their namesake. I mean, they had a really good game on Tuesday, and they come out, and while they had a really rough game number 1, it just looked like ID really could not deal with them in game number 2 and 3. And really, that game number 3, it really did come down to Jake and JDK. I mean, the two pillars of this team, and they just ran riot on ID. Even if they dealt with Jake, they couldn't get through the Silas. If they got through the Silas, they couldn't get through the Kindred. It was just monstrous performance from the two of them to get over that line. And we said before, it was if Jake gets fed in that game, there's very little they would be able to do about it, and Jake feasted, to say the least. Becky, what are your thoughts? Round us out a little bit here.
I mean, what can you really say about that other than, in game one, we saw ID execute a really clean game plan and take that game over completely. In this game, we saw the flip side as Final Boss executed a really clean game plan, focusing that top side, destroying and basically neutralizing the Gwen pick, that counter pick that they were kind of betting a lot into for their early stages of the game. And once that Gwen was kind of neutralized, ID lost a lot of power around the map. And that just opened up a lot of opportunities for Kindred to start picking up marks, picking up champions. And once the Kindred started accelerating, it was impossible to stop. ID had some good looks. I will give ID some credit. They were able to get something. They had a couple of good fights, they had a couple of good picks, but by the time they were finding those fights, it was just too late. They didn't have enough power on their carries to finish the game, to actually make anything out of those one fights.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, I do have to give it any final words from, I think there's two of you left. I think Rept had to dip out in the middle of game 3. So, and Grotus, Go Chicken. Any final thoughts on game number 3 before we send it home?
It was a banger game. I said ban Kindred, they didn't listen. And that's just what happened. They signed their death note and got cooked, unfortunately. But they played well though from being behind. Gwen kind of just ran it down though most of the time. Like too aggro too early without wards or vision or anything. Could have mitigated the Kindred like super scaling fast. And could have been a better game for them if that was the case. But other than that, like the Alistar played it phenomenally. Honestly, I like big on Alistar.
Yeah.
That was cooking with the flanks.
Did it really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree completely. If there's any team that knows how to execute a Kindred comp, this game made it very clear it's going to. They looked well all throughout the entire game. They knew what they were doing. I love it.
Yeah, I would like to say before we end for tonight, I would like to give a big shout out to our special guests we had tonight joining in for this kind of off night. It was very enjoyable. It allowed me to go step away for a bit, which I wouldn't have been able to otherwise. Big thanks to Rept, who joined us for games 1 and 2. Boat Chicken, who joined us for all 3, and Ingrotus, who joined us for games 2 and 3. Really appreciated the commentary. I felt it added. There are things that I learned. It's good that there were people who know what they're doing and know what they're talking about, because it helps make up for me having my knowledge of League of Legends being entirely from Season 3. So, it's really appreciated that people actually have some relevant information. And also, I guess I'm here as a guest.
All you need to know is that Flannel Esports is #1. Just kind of shout that out every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean,
I think you do a bang up job.
It's Flannel season.
It's Flannel season.
season.
I'm telling you, baby.
BTL taking over. Don't worry. BTL 5-4.
These look really good this series, though, and I'm nervous to see them in playoffs. That's for sure. But I learned a lot from
ID next week.
So I'm glad I got to watch them play for a little insider information. You know what I mean? So that's great.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having
All
us.
right. Well,
Yeah, thanks for having me.
as Becky said, thank you guys so much for joining us. Also to Rept, I know you're out there somewhere. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Becky, for filling in as well. It is genuinely a pleasure to have all of you on the desk. It is always fun when we have guests come on and give your input because it's so fun and it's so valuable and it's a different perspective that you don't get to see week to week. So thank you guys so much. But that being said, that is all we have for you tonight, everyone. Of course, thank you, Becky, for joining me on the desk. Thank you, Giggle. Excuse me, a bug just flew by my face. My window's open. Thank you, Giggle, for the production. Thank you, guests, for joining me on the desk. Of course, special thanks to the players for coming out, showing out, to the TOs for making everything happen behind the scenes, and of course to you guys watching at home, because without you, what are we doing it for? Of course, you can find us same time, same place, Tuesday, 8 p.m. EST, the only time zone that matters on the Legends Twitch channel. And that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.